just another Retro Combs live stream. Sorry about that, guys. Anyway, welcome to Father's Day edition of a Retro Combs live stream. For those of you that celebrate, I am curious, for my friends across the pond, outside the United States, is this Father's Day? I don't think anybody else celebrate Father's Day on this day. So I know in the United States, this is a big day for fathers, both celebrating our own and for those of us who are fathers, we like to do that. So again, what I was pointing to is the lovely accountant made sure I had Father's Day balloons for the live stream. How about that? Isn't that great? Those are fabulous too. So appreciate that. And there's a little card back here. Oh, I got to show you the card. Hold on. So just to go all out, there you go. So that will be back in the background. So there you go. Anywho, as they say, thanks for the 5x5. I saw that in there. Oh, thank you, Java J. By the way, speaking of Java J, I need to point out Java, and it won't show up here, unfortunately, for this chat, but if you look down below, you'll see that Java J has a new emoji next to his name, and that is the new emoji. He is the latest Retro Combs supporter. Thank you, Java J, for hold on. Commodore blog said no sound. He should have sound. I think he's behind. He may need to scrub forward and catch up with us. But anyway, Java J, thank you for becoming the latest supporter and came in big at the C128 level, which is the official Bill Hurd level. And that level is officially sanctioned by Bill Hurd. So I appreciate him doing that for us. He occasionally, as I've mentioned before, pops into our Discord and has been a friend of the channel for quite some time. So I appreciate him doing that for us. So thank you again, Java J, for becoming the latest supporter and YouTube membership for this channel. I will, about midway, we'll go through that if anybody else is interested in that. And we have a good group today. We've got about, well, for me, for those of you that are here, we have about 33 of you who have joined us. So we appreciate you joining us on a Sunday. Again, it could be Father's Day for you. For others, you're winding up your weekend, getting ready to go. We have a big day. What are we doing today? Well, today we are looking at the MEGA65. I think after today, if you were maybe on the fence about a MEGA65, other than the cost, I think today, if I can get my voice back, you are going to understand why the MEGA65 is my favorite retro recreation, and I'm going to say it, folks, why it blows the C64 Ultimate out of the water. Sorry, it just does when you see the things we're going to do today. I will also say that a lot of the things that we're going to demo today are very experimental. I expect things to break. I expect me to forget how to do something and have to figure it out again. I thought I took good copious amounts of notes, but we'll just see how that works. But that's the plan for today. Now we do have, I want to get caught up a little bit on the news. We have no unboxing. For those of you who don't like the unboxings, no fear, we don't have any today. And it was nice of Jamie over at Jamie's Hack Shack. He said, do you need something for an unboxing? I have a last minute thing. And I said, nope, no unboxing segment, because we're going to go right into the MEGA65 today. So, and I think I do have everything I need. As you can see, I also broke out the tank mouse because there is some software we'll be looking at today that requires a mouse, which is always kind of cool to see. And spoiler alert, it is not GEOS. Okay. It's something else besides GEOS. So before we get started on the news, let me crack open a drink because I can tell I'm already going to need it. Today's drink, unsponsored, of course, but you all know is my favorite, is the Blackberry Ale 8. So I'm looking forward to this little drink. Oh, there we go. Cheers, everybody. Happy Father's Day, everybody. Oh, that hits the spot perfectly. Okay. Oh, but I do need to do something first. Xander, thank you so much. Xander got us started with a super chat. Xander, always good to make sure the super chat feature is working. You can see that down below. If you find something that you like or you get some value from this particular live stream, you can hit that, and that helps support the channel and helps me bring all these types of cool things to you. It also keeps the lovely accountant happy because I don't have to break out money out of our main budget to support the channel. So thank you for that, Xander, as always. And good morning, noon, eve, night to you, my friend. Always good to have you support the channel. So again, if you'd like to join Xander a little bit later, make sure that button's still working. Wait about 5-10 minutes, then you can go down there and hit that, okay? So I love that we have some fun with that. Let's see who we have. And I am going to go ahead and use, I think for now, I think I'm going to use the new viewer credits feature, and let's just see who we have in chat or who has been in chat. And again, there's about 38. Oh, wow. It's starting to grow. About 38 of you. Let's see who we have in here. We have Taro on board with us. Xander, of course, as we mentioned. Now you'll notice the little number to the right, that is the number of comments they've made. It looks like Taro's in the lead right now. Commodore Blog is, hey, Commodore Blog, good to have you here. He's up here with 5. Stuart is here. He's one of our common viewers. He's up at 4 comments so far. Java J coming in big 3 as a new subscriber and friend to the channel. Evil J with 3. Ag de Yong, that's another name, but I am Display Boy 3. I think this is your first live stream with us. Look, I've even commented a couple of times. Mark, good to have you here. I believe, Mark, this is not your first time with us. Motorottery, definitely not your first time. Eric Clark is here. Hey, Eric, good to have you here. Zedless is here. Capino, I think this is Zedless and Capino. I think these are your first times. Daft Effect, I think this is your first time. Braylon, good to have you here. Paul Scottsborn, Desert Blizzard, Boomerman Dan, and Jerry. Man, we've got a lot of first timers in here. Good to have my first time folks in here. Thanks for joining us today. And let's just check in on just a couple of specific chats here. As you know, I always run some chats as we have the pre-roll going. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I'm glad we got that worked out. Commodore Blog says, Transparent C64 Ultimate, is that a hint of a future partnership to come? Wouldn't that be something? I would love that. I'd love to see that partnership. I think that would have been better than the phone, which we're going to talk about here in just a minute. So hang on to that. Looks like we've got some heat going on over across the pond in some of the areas in Europe. It's Father's Day in the Netherlands as well. Good to know. I was not aware of that. And again, thank you, Java J, for that. I really appreciate it. Eric says, greetings, Eric. Eric Clark 9770. Are you the Eric Clark I know? It's a common name, but if you're the Eric Clark I know, just give me a thumbs up. I have a colleague in Indiana that I know. So 36C here in Arizona desert, still morning. Oh, yeah, welcome from Arizona. Love Arizona. A lovely accountant. She really digs Arizona. I think we're going to have to head for a trip out there at some point. Eric says, I'm Guitar EC on the MEGA65 Discord. Got it. Thank you for that. Appreciate that. From Stockholm. Okay. Happy Father's Day, says Boomerman Dan. We had Father's Day in May. All right, Display Boy. Thank you for that. Father's Day, 8 November in Sweden. Isn't it interesting how, wouldn't it be nice if we all just came together and supported Father's Day, global fathers on a global day? I just think that'd be really cool. I joined your 3rd live stream. Oh, I joined today. Oh, okay. Got you. Thank you for that. I really appreciate it. Thank you for that. I am Display Boy. Good to have you here. I'm curious your thoughts on the phone. Boy, Braylon, here, you don't need my thoughts today, although we are going to talk about it a little bit. This past Tuesday, I had a live stream. If you missed that, I'll go ahead and put it out there now. If you missed that live stream, go back. We spent an hour and a half talking about that phone, Braylon. So if you want to hear all my thoughts, if you want to hear the Retro Combian's thoughts, because the chat's in there, go back, check that. But we are going to cover a few more things today. We're going to cover a few things I didn't cover, and I don't know how I got off. I think I just got to ranting, as you all know I do sometimes, and got off my outline and missed some of the hardware stuff. So we're going to come back and get that caught up. So you'll get some of those thoughts, Braylon, but stand by. You got to check out that. You're going to enjoy it. It's fun. I thought it was a good day. Those of you who saw the live stream, let me know. What did you think about that kind of live stream, like the latest news? Was that good? How'd that go for you? I'm just kind of curious. I've never done anything like that where I've just planned to go live right after a big announcement of something and just kind of editorialize on that announcement. So I thought it was fun, but I'm curious what your all's thoughts were. Father's Day should be in 9 months before Mother's Day. Oh, I see. Father's Day should be 9 months before Mother's Day. I love that. Refried Noodle, good to have you here. I think this is your first time with us. Oh my gosh. Hello from Wiesbaden. Marcus, I was born in Wiesbaden. So Marcus.computer, you and I, love that. Yep. Born in the economy in Wiesbaden. My father was in the military, but we lived off base. So I was born in Wiesbaden. It's so good to have you here. I even have a shirt sometimes I wear during a live stream that shows Wiesbaden on there. Jim Drew's latest update on his bling board stated C64T tower case this fall. Now, Jerry, that could be kind of interesting. Although I'm wondering, in a tower case, because the C64 is not like expandable with slots, what does that give us other than just a tower case to shove over here? Be interesting to see if that adds any new features or if that's just a case that looks cool that we shove out of the way. I don't know. And then I'm assuming a different keyboard as well, right? So are they going to create a bling board? Is that where the bling board keyboard is coming in? Maybe that's what you're talking about as well. So Gecko Games Retro, hi from Italy, Naples. Hey, Gecko. Gecko C64 Emulator Coder. Oh, good to hear. I always see your video. Excellent. Thank you for being here. Look forward to, pardon me. I apologize. It's the, yeah, it's the drink. I look forward to some of your comments as we go along. And with your background. Braylon says, this is my first live stream of yours. I will check it out after. Thank you. Well, thank you for Braylon for not leaving now and going back and missing this whole thing. I think you're going to really enjoy the chat room. We got a good group in here today. So I'm really looking forward to that. We need a Mega 65 day. We were doing, you know, with the Mega 65 community for a while was doing annual, kind of celebrations of the release of the Mega 65. We did a Megavision live stream. I wish we would do that again. They asked me to host the Megavision live stream. I really enjoyed that. And what it was doing was showcasing all the things developers were doing around the Mega 65. I think we need a Mega 65 Megavision again at some point. Hopefully somebody will organize that. So this will hopefully get you caught up. Let's see, we already did that one. I need the live link on X, so hopefully that, I shared the live link. Thank you for that, Commodore Blog. Commodore Blog is someone I follow on X. As a matter of fact, if you're not following Commodore Blog on X, make sure you do that. Slimcase using his Bling board as an extra. That's what I thought, Jerry. I finally got there, right? I kind of talked through it and got there. Oh, Bling board. Yes, of course. Father's Day in Italy is 19 March. There you go. I got a Mega 65 on your advice. Glad I did. Fun computer. Thank you, Java J. I'm glad you did that on my advice. Of course, I don't get anything back from that. Just so everybody's clear, I share so much of the Mega 65 because I just love the Mega 65. As you could tell when I opened this thing up. Looks like, let's see. It was a great live stream. Watched it late. Thank you, Andy. I'm glad you enjoyed that one. Referring to the callback video or live stream I did. Would Mega 65 Day be June 5th? Oh, that's good. I like that. June 5th. Yes, June 5th. Absolutely. 6-5. Got it. Took me a minute. Brother. But I got there. So good that I finally got there. Greets all, says Jamie from Jamie's Hack Shack. Jamie is a good supporter and friend of the channel, as you all know. Those of you who don't know, and this is your first time here, he lives down the street. We share stuff. We do videos together. It's great. It's great to have, you know, as I've said, most fathers, and this is perfect for Father's Day, although we sometimes do this too. We go to somebody else's house, you borrow tools, and you never give them back. Well, Jamie and I have that same relationship with retro computers and projects. We borrow things, and eventually we get them back to each other. So, and occasionally joins us in the in the stream. And we tried to get him in a stream recently. I was having some problems with the YOLO box. I've got tech support on that, Jamie. I'm trying to get that fixed so that we can get you in here a little more frequently. So, did First Shot ever come out on the Mega 65? I do not know, Silverbot. There might be somebody in chat who can help us with that. Xander says, hey, Jamie. And then Evil J, of course, hey, Jamie's Hack Shack. All right, let's do this. I do want to cover some news. Let me get a little sip here. And we do have a really good group. So thank you all for joining us on a Sunday afternoon. I'm going to flip over here. And I'm flipping over here because one of the things that I forgot to cover in my live stream was we really didn't talk about the hardware features. It was in my notes to go through and look at the hardware, but I do want to take a look at it. So we already know the cost. We kind of know the fan backlash. We've seen the memes online. I think my favorite meme is, and I didn't bring these up, was Perry Frantic looking like this. And this one set, and Commodore Blog may have posted this too, said, why do they hate me now? Which we loved him before, right? When he saved Commodore, but there's a lot of backlash. However, as I said, I am going to get one, spoiler alert, Braylon, at the very end, I do say that I am going to order one of these. I'm basically taking one for the team. Okay. I am going to order one. I do have the Founders Edition ordered, and that's because I have the Founders Edition C64U and the C64C in Founders, just keeping it going. And I will unbox it. The folks over on the live stream at the time were kind enough to do that super chat thing down there to help me offset that cost. So if you'd like to do that now for that, feel free to do that. Super chat down there. And every little bit helps, just like Xander did a little bit earlier. I'll take that money and I'll put that towards the purchase of that so that, again, the lovely accountant is happy with the finances. Anyway, It's always got PBS this thing and public service this thing. So let me go back into if I can find my Mac button. There we go. Let's talk about some of the hardware, some of the things that I didn't cover. And I didn't cover this part right here: HD music, radio, SID chip tunes, and IEM earphones. Let me pull down here a little bit. We talked about the apps that were included. I still think to this day, this is a strange mix of apps. I don't understand them. I know WhatsApp, SMS should be on there, of course. Supports Signal, which I don't get. Telegram, I don't get. WeChat, I don't get. And then it says even iMessage, which is kind of a kludge and a hack on this thing. So it's very interesting, the apps that they chose, again, to kind of give us digital detox. But I want to come down here and I want to talk about one thing that is interesting is the 48 megapixel Sony rear camera with flash and intelligent autofocus. As we like to say a lot of times, the best camera is the one that you have with you at the time. If you're only carrying this phone, I think a lot of people were concerned that camera would not be a high resolution. I will tell you that camera is okay. I've seen that in action. Actually, that's the same one as I showed in my live stream from the IKKO Mind 1 phone. It's the same one. It's not that great. You're definitely always going to want your smartphone camera. I'm turning something off here because I'm hearing some echo on my side. Hold on just a second. There we go. Now that's off. But it's good enough, right? It's good enough. So you'll be able to capture those moments. The key will be the software, though. Will the software on the phone allow you to take advantage of that 48 megapixel Sony camera? And then what features will you get? I think that's important. It does say autofocus front facing camera for video calls. I'm sure that's going to be a horrible camera. That's the front facing one. I mean, that's probably going to be a really low, I'd say a 480 camera probably. The audiophile grade music supports HD audio and lossless files. That's kind of cool with HQ IEM earphones. Now this is something I didn't cover, but it actually appears, let me see if I can zoom in here, to come with these headphones. Which I should have, at the price, you should assume that they do come with it, right? I should not assume that I'm going to have to purchase that separately. So I am pleased that they are including those. I think that's good. And then I didn't mention this, I kind of cursorily mentioned it, but the DAC sound chips from ESS and Cirrus Logic is actually pretty cool. That harkens back again to what they say. They're the folks, ESS, for instance, is the folks that create speech synthesis in Commodore games like Ghostbusters and Impossible Mission. So that's kind of cool. Not bad. And then this one, I don't know, that I think I might be most excited about, built-in FM radio. Most phones of this time with this form factor kind of did come with an FM radio. Even some Android phones today will still shove an FM receiver in there. I kind of wish my phone did. I would like that. Neither of my phones do. So that I am actually kind of interested in because I do kind of miss running with the radio, you know, and especially local radio. For whatever reason, I'm an old guy. I miss radio, but I do think it's really appropriate for this phone to have FM radio, again, for that retro nostalgia. So pretty cool there. And then, of course, pre-orders, I will be pre-ordering. And again, this is the one I'm planning to order. It's tacky as all get out. But again, like that picture right there, it's going to match nicely and pair nicely with my Commodore 64C Ultimate. Because one of the things I am curious about is this option, and let's see if I can find it. It will let you control your Commodore computer from the smartphone. I don't know if there's something on this page, and I'm not sure what that control looks like, but that sounds kind of interesting to me, to be able to use this phone as an accessory to control my Commodore 64. So again, I think that's interesting. And then the other thing I kind of wanted to talk about is there's been so much blowback on the cost. This is Commodore's way to legitimize that price or make that price seem not as big. So some of these things, I don't know. I don't know if I can buy exactly what the chart is cooking here, but Commodore Callback across the top, right? I do like the quick battery swaps. There is not a phone, I don't think there's a phone on the market today where you can swap batteries. So that's pretty cool, kind of a retro throwback. I'm not sure what the Light Phone, I should have looked these up. Light Phone 3, you know, you only get, it blocks social media. Oh, I see what they're doing. It's not actually a brand, it's a type of phone. Gotcha. The Balance Pro or Phone Pro, these are the features you get. The Minimal, these are the features. The Clicks Communicator, the Fairphone 6 here is one. And then they like to throw in the cost of the Commodore 64 in 1982 as $599. So the comparison there. Now, my Founders Edition is going to cost more than this. So that's scary. But anyway, and so I just thought what I would do is come back in here and maybe just kind of cover a few things that I missed. There's Leonard Tramiel, son of founder Jack Tramiel. He's the chief Tramiel officer for Commodore. I love the digital millennialism angle. There are lots of people that need a complete no option break. Simplicity can be good. I've also heard online a lot of people say that this could really be good for kids. And I think I mentioned that too. Potentially could be a good children's phone, and you kind of see them alluding to that here. But we'll have to see. So I'm interested, again, if I've got some folks here who probably missed that first live stream. I'd love to know your thoughts about the Commodore Callback. And one of the things I've tried not to do is I've tried not to get into a bashing session. It's just not who I am. We try and look at everything. But I do think that in hindsight, things are starting to get a little more interesting. Not enough that I'm recommending this phone for anybody right now. But again, I will take one for the team. We'll get one in here. We'll open it up together on a live stream. We'll, you know, see what that looks like. I'll use it for a week or so, and then we'll go from there. So that's the plan. Let's go back in here to chat. And I'd like to get caught up. Let's see if I can see. Commodore Block says, I will definitely revisit your callback video. Will be interesting to know other people's views. And you're going to get a little bit out of here too. Okay, thanks. Saw some videos from years ago. It looked really good. Did you say 5 megapixel front camera that should support 1080p? I did not say that. I don't remember seeing that. Maybe it was on the thing and I just missed it. I thought it was going to probably be a 720p at the most, or 480p at the most. That's what I think. I don't think it's going to be like super high res, but we'll see. We could be surprised. Who made that meme? That's what I thought. Commodore Block. I thought that was you. Good. Glad I could promote that for you. I wonder how different the Sailfish OS is going to be compared to smartphone Sailfish. Yeah, it sounds like the same underpinnings, right? But just a change in the skinning and the theme around it. So same here. I'm curious how Sailfish scales on a small scale. Yeah, I was too with the keyboard, because I think originally it was designed just to be, you know, like every other smart device, right? A big full slab of glass and you communicate with it or operate with it or interface with it. There you go. There's the word I'm looking for. It will have to be very different, as Sailfish OS is very touch and hold focused. That's what I thought too. Taro says EU is requiring the battery in new phones to be changeable. Really? Including iPhones? Is that right, Taro? You know, vaguely, I think I remember something like that. Apparently, I heard a C64 emulator and games are included on it. I did not hear emulator. I heard a select, and it says on the page, a selection of Commodore games, including, and I don't know why they said this, Snake. Snake wasn't originally a Commodore game, but it is kind of a flip phone game. But it said they were kind of curated C64 games. I don't think there's an emulator, although you could probably, according, you know, if you can hack 99% of Android apps on it, you could probably find an emulator and put on there. Also, Perry mentioned in, oh, shoot. Here we go. Also, Perry mentioned in YouTube comments that you can use the phone on the C64 Ultimate. Yes. The specific was using it to control the, oh, you got cut off there. What, control the, oh, it's, we don't know. We'll never know. They could make it work. When BlackBerry shipped the Classic, they integrated the little touchpad quite nicely. Oh, here it is. Ultimate's LEDs on Starlight. Thank you for that, Commodore blog. Yes. I'm hoping there's more than just that. We'll see. Okay. Too expensive for kids. Yep, exactly. Who's going to spend $500? Yeah, I know. It's not me. Maybe they'll get that price down at some point. Or maybe it'll be like the +4 and less than 6 months later, it's going to just be on the clearance aisles and being moved out as quickly as they possibly can for $50. Maybe you hold out for that. Java J says, an antisocial social phone is fine, but like Mini was hoping for, yeah, it was clear though, there was not going to be an Amiga for sure. Okay. Wasn't going to be an Amiga for sure. We had a lot, but the good news is that looks like that is coming at some point. $150 would make much more sense. Exactly. $150. I think we'd sell a ton of them. I'm not sure. I'm not sure, you know, the markup on this just seems oddly high, doesn't it? Because when you can buy one of the hardware for these smartphones for about 20, 30 bucks, 50 bucks, maybe for the, you know, you got some upgrades in there. The markup on this thing has to be huge. And I know there's some development for Sailfish. You know, the earphones are included in there. So, but I'm sure those are kind of just branded, you know, stock that they found. I don't know. I'd love to see kind of that, yeah, what's the total cost? It'd be hilarious if these phones became a fad outside the Commodore crowd, and they could. Who knows? You know, depending on how they market these things, it could just get to non-Commodore fans who are just nostalgic for retro. I think a lot of folks in the first stream that I had, we talked about, is it a good senior's phone? I'm not so sure it is. My 87-year-old mother uses one of these and has made that pretty easy. And she loves it because she can sit there with Facebook. She loves it for the social media because she can keep up with the family. So I don't know. As long as the phone and Ultimate are sharing the same Wi-Fi. There you go. Yep, they have to be on the same Wi-Fi. They can do things together. How much does the phone cost and why do you need the gold one? Well, hey, everybody. It's the lovely accountant. Everybody say hello to the lovely accountant. She's questioning me. I don't want to say how much it can we not tell the lovely accountant how much the phone costs since she's watching? We won't do that. And but here's the thing, lovely accountant. Everybody here they're going to be sending me super chats and helping pay for it. Right, guys? You're going to do that, right? Because you got to get me out of trouble here. We'll talk later. That is so funny. Oh no, Commodore blog responded. I am done now. It should apply to all phone manufacturers. They did say the ringtones would be SID music. Yeah, there's a sample on the website you can get and you can listen to that. Let's see. Evil J says, because it's gold member voice. Gold. Thank you, Evil J. Thank you. Now I'm sure she'll understand now. By the way, it is some kind of gold, right? It's like there's real gold. Marcus says, Stephen, check your emails by any chance. I sent you photos of my Checkmate 19-inch. Oh, very good. Desk cover from So Ready, custom made. Sure you want one for yours. You know I do, because, you know, I love So Ready and everything that she does over there. So thank you for that. And I will definitely reach out to her and let her know that I need to get a cover for my Checkmate, which is over there. I actually showed it during, I don't think I have it connected. Do I have it connected? Oh yeah, I can kind of show you. Hold on. Let me see. Here you go, guys. So what we're talking about is that monitor right there getting a desk cover, and you can see that So Ready did a custom Retrocomb 64 desk cover, and I gave those out as gifts to all my MEGA65 supporters a couple of years ago. So thank you for that. Good tip. I will be looking for that in my email. Let's see. I got kind of lost there. Let me see. Poor +4. I know, Braylon. +4 gets no love, but I love it because as you would find on my channel when you go looking, I've done a whole Commodore +4 user's guide series. We go from start to end in the user's guide, and it's a lot of fun. So I think it's kind of old, but I really would love to redo. I wish I had time to redo that. Really wanted a +4. Yes. I wanted the 364, the plus with the full size keyboard and the numeric keypad and the speech synthesis. That'd be really cool. Keep hoping that maybe that could be something that would pop up at some point as a community project. The headphones are, oh, here we go. Braylon says the headphones are Commodore branded FIO. That's right. That was in there. And they say they're worth 40 bucks. Which means they're worth about 5, right? So there we go. The MEGA65. Oh, hey, spoiler alert. Everybody forget that. We'll get down to that here in just a minute. Wanted desk covers for molds for the C64 and asked them to melt the phone's plastic for that. Outstanding. Good. Well, that's good news. They already told me 500. I know. Yeah, you're not supposed to be paying attention. You're not supposed to be watching my live stream. You know, when she watches the live stream, I get nervous because this is what I know is coming up. So actually, honey, it's good to have you here. Thank you for watching. And there's Jamie, of course, who knows my wife and is having a good chuckle right now. Thanks, Jamie. Evil J, thanks. Appreciate it. I will call my +4 Ultimate a MEGA65 as long as the core keeps being worked. Yes, we're getting there. We'll get to that here in just a minute. And hey, Braylon, thank you so much. Braylon decided to make sure that super chat button was working for us. Braylon, that will go towards the money for the phone. Thank you so much for that. Much appreciated. And Nikki's getting a big kick out of that too. There you go. I love this. Stay safe, man. That is awesome. The Founders Edition is worth every penny. Thank you, Taro. Thank you for that affirmation. So Vintage Technologies 202, good to have you here. Thanks for joining us. Great to have, boy, we've got a good group today. We've got, and again, I say good group for my channel. 61 is a really good group for a Sunday afternoon live stream, especially on Father's Day. By the way, Lovely Accountant, if you're still here, I did point out the Father's Day balloons. So thank you for those. Told him you were, you wanted to decorate for the live stream. So nice collection. Thank you. Seems, yeah, there you go. And I think that's, let's see. Are they shipping new Checkmate monitors yet? Not that I am aware of. You know, Checkmate canceled their cases in case you missed that news, and I guess that is news. We'll come back to the news. I got a couple of just quick items for you. But the Checkmate cases are no more. Really would be nice if we could see the Checkmate monitors into the Commodore fold and get some manufacturing out of that to drop the cost of that down. That would be good. The headphones are also needed as intended for the FM radio. Of course, I'd forgotten that. That's how that works. That's right. I don't know if I'm sweet, but I'm trying. I am trying, honey. Old LCD TVs from early 2000s are great for retro use, as they usually are 16/26 in size. You can get them for peanuts, and they usually have HDMI. That is true. Yeah, I guess, but it's HDMI 1, but I guess it really doesn't matter at that point. Let's see. Gosh, a lot of good. Let me just say it. Normally I get to every chat. That's not going to happen in this live stream. There are too many of you for me to keep up with, but I love it. So make sure if you're watching this and you're not in chat, go down there and get down in there and join the chat group. Yes, exactly. Thank you for that. Sharing again, happy Father's Day to everyone. Is your viewer? Yeah. Wow. Marcus, I have a request. Marcus wants our viewers world map. It is online. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to put it up here. Here's what you can do, guys. We would love to see, and some of you have already done this, say hello from, and you'll see up in the upper left-hand corner, you put where you're from. Now, a lot of times it works best if you say like a major city or a country. Sometimes you can put city and country, or city, state, and country, and you'll get it. It's a little, they're still working on it, but it is working pretty well. So let's get you up on the screen, because then when you do that, I can say, Evil J, where are you today? And I click on Evil J, and Evil J is in Houston. And we know that. And so I can do that. So Taro, let's see if yours got on there. There it is. Yeah, there we go. So we can see where individuals are. Now, again, you are placing where you are. There's no IP tracking, any of that type of thing. It's all coming from the chat. So if you say I'm from I'm from Utah, there you go. And you can see Java J right there. So, all right. So we'll keep that going, and you can keep doing that. There we go. Oh, now we're popping up. See them popping up. So everybody get down there and put hello from, let us know where you're from, and it'll pop you in there on the map, and we'll come back to it a little bit later. Thanks for the reminder. That was outstanding. Oh, you guys are having fun with it. That's great. Let's keep doing that. Hello from Iowa, says Braylon. Hello from Atlanta, says Eric. So Eric is not the guy that I thought I knew. Okay. Not, that sounded bad. Eric, you're great. I didn't mean that in a way like it was negative. Okay. It sounded, okay. So, well, you guys are going to go ahead and keep doing that. So we'll let you keep those in there. Here's one from Frankfurt. Outstanding here. Frankfurt, I mentioned earlier, we had somebody from Wiesbaden. I was born in Wiesbaden, so it's always good to have those folks. So again, just a really cool feature. Let's go back to the news. Let's finish up the news. So that's kind of the callback. Again, if you are interested in more of my thoughts, 2 hours worth of my thoughts and the Retro Combians thoughts, make sure you watch the last live stream. I did not link that down below. I will do that. Oh, let me tell you this too. What's going to happen with this live stream is when this live stream is done, it is done. It's going to be cut off. Nobody's going to be able to watch it. What I've learned is, I need to stop the live streams. I need to let YouTube process them. I can go in and trim off the ends a little bit, and that'll clean it up, and then I'll repost it, and then it'll get new views, which is a better way to do it. So you guys will have the advantage of having seen this before everybody, and probably for a day or two. So I don't know if that's a plus or a negative. You get to choose that, but I just thought I'd share that with you. But another thing I wanted to share is for our folks out west, near the Pacific Commodore Expo is going on, and I know we have Dan Sanderson, who is a friend of the channel, and Dan actually wrote the user's guide for the Mega 65, or one of the guys who wrote this user's guide for the Mega 65, and also wrote the user's guide for the Commodore C64U. He's been posting images from there. So they've got a few, about a day left or a half a day left out there. So we have missed it. I'm not telling you to go because then you miss my stream. And then by the time you get there, you know, the whole thing. So just hang out there. or they're hanging out there. And then typically what happens is a lot of things will get posted afterwards, and then we'll get a chance to see what happened there. So I do know that a few people who are usually in my streams are actually there. So I just thought I'd point that out. And then the last thing I want to call out for the, and I forgot to press the little thing. I can even do this and forgot to do this. Dagnabbit. Master of the House 8 Swimming. This is a new release for the Commodore 64. I picked it because it's not graphical, but it's really interesting in the game. It says, is a cheerful retro word adventure set in a swimming pool. I'm pretty sure I have never seen a game text-based set in a swimming pool. This has got to be a first, but this was released, I think yesterday. Your goal is to explore the pool area and find all the hidden letters of the word swimming. The letters can be collected in any order, so the game is easy to play and fun to explore. It just seemed like a really interesting game. It seems like a very, you get in, you get out kind of game, quick to play. You can download it here. I think, let's see. Yeah, it's free too. You do not even have to pay for it. It's not even a pay your own price for it. So if you're looking for something to try on your C64, your original, or your C64 Ultimate, this will be a fun one. It looks like a fun one. And hopefully I'll get a chance to try that at some point. All right, let me go ahead and go back here. I'm genuinely surprised that the map didn't place me in Oulu, Wisconsin. I think didn't it do that, Tara, last time? I think we tried that. I believe it did. So only a 30, get on the road, Mr. Landfill, only 32-hour drive. By the time you get there, they'll be packed up and out. So that'll be perfect for you. All right. Now, I know what you're all here for, and you're saying, Combs, it's been 36 minutes, and I'm here for the MEGA65 stuff. Well, I know, but this is what we do during the live stream, okay? So just a level set. Now we're ready to get into it. Let's get into it. So here's what we have. We have the MEGA65, again, I'm going to go ahead and take off the So Ready cover. These are great if you have a MEGA65. Link down below where you can get these, by the way. And Maggie's great. She does a great job with those. So this is our MEGA65. It is already turned on. I've got the screen here. So we have this right here. And so what I'm going to do is the focus today is on, it's in the title, but it's in emulators, which I never thought would be possible with this thing, but we're going to be emulating systems, not cores. We're going to be using software to emulate other computers in the 8-bit line using the MEGA65 at 40 megahertz. Then we're going to look at some cores. And we've got some really fun cores. And then we're going to look at some, what I call ports. So these are ports of other games that have been ported to the MEGA65. Now, to be clear, this is not all inclusive. There is other stuff out there. This is me spending probably 3, 4, 5 hours over a long period of time, you know, off and on, trying to find out what's going on. And I have been away from the MEGA65 community for so long. It was fun to dig in. So I think the first thing we're going to do is we are going to dive in. Yes, you do see an Atari wireless joystick. That's right. It works really well. Really, you said feels like the stick is stuck. It's working for me. We'll show it to you. But let's go in here. So here's the MEGA65, right? So I'm going to show you the first one. Now the goal for me too will be to make sure I cover everything. So I'm going to slow down here a little bit and make sure I get everything one by one. Okay. If you have questions about what I'm doing, please post those. There's some way that you can highlight a question in chat, and I don't remember how to do that. If somebody remembers, it's like you put Q in front. I can't remember, but there is a way to highlight that. I'll go back here in a little bit, and we'll try and take a look after each one of these and see what it is. Okay, so the first one, here's what we're going to do. Now, if you're not familiar with if there's somebody not familiar with MEGA65, tell me in chat. I'm going to assume you have a familiarity with the MEGA65. This is it. Quickly unreleased Commodore computer from the 90s. It stopped, and then the Mega team put together a recreation, and it is just fabulous. I mean, look at this thing. It is glorious. It is fabulous, and it is an FPGA system, right? So key things is it has a real floppy disk drive, which is really cool. Everything is on this board right here. This board has an FPGA on board, and it does provide cores, which you're going to see going. So, but the first thing though is we can hit and so let me show you what I'm doing here. I'm hitting and holding the restore for 3 seconds. And then that's going to bring up something called the freezer. And that freezer looks like this. And within this is how we load our disk images, make some general settings, those types of things. Again, I'm not going to get deep into that. I've got plenty of other videos. If you want to go back and learn how to operate this, I actually have chapters 1 through 7 of the MEGA65 User's Guide. I have a video for each chapter, so you can go back and get caught up. So then I'm going to hit 0. And now I've tried to group some things here. Don't get ahead of me, but what you'll see here is I have a MEGA65 folder, C64 folder, which is where I'm hosting my C64 games and things. This is Rogue. This is Rogue from the Rogue DX video I did. We have Mega IP, Mega PC, which we're going to talk about. These are C128 resources, pet resources, TED and VIC-20. This kind of tells you where we're headed, right? So I'm going to go back up here to MEGA65, and we're going to hit this right here. Now, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about emulators. And I have a series of emulators here, and I've titled them appropriately. So we have the CPM emulator, the C128 emulator, the +4 emulator, and the C64 emulator. Now, this one we're going to start with, okay? Now, as you know, the MEGA65 has 2 ways to get to C64 mode. There is that mode where you type Go 64 and it goes to about an 85% accurate emulator for the C64, but you can also get the C64 core, which we'll talk about cores here in a minute, that gives you 99.9% compatibility with hardware and software, because you have to remember the MEGA65 has an IEC port, it has joystick ports, it has a floppy disk, all that is accessible to those cores, okay? But the emulators are emulating in software. Now, the other thing, I feel bad I didn't do it. Shoot, I had his name. Let me see if I can find his name. Most of these emulators that we're going to experience were done by, let me see if I can pull up my notes here. Hold on just a second. By, let's see, I think it's right. Nope, not that one. Here it is. And let me just type in the question. Let me get that information here. They were, and I need to give this gentleman credit, but I'm going to give him credit, but let me go ahead and preface that by saying that also he used Claude Code to help him create these. So there's something else that's really interesting. Claude Code knows enough about the MEGA65, or you can feed it enough information that he was able to create the C128 emulator, the +4 emulator, and the C64 emulator, and a PC emulator. They are created by XLAR54. So that is his user's name on his GitHub and in the files host for the MEGA65. So I just want to give credit where credit is due. The other cores, you can go to the cores page. I have a link down below. Actually, I have a link below to everything that you need. So if you do want to try any of these, man, the thing down below, it's woo. It is loaded with links for you to go and explore and have fun with. So hopefully you will use that. Okay. So let's go ahead. I'm going to show you the C64 emulator first. And first of all, we're going to load this thing. So I'm going to select that. Now, again, that's loading a disk image. So we're going to hit resume. And then let me just show you what's on the disk right here. And you can see this one will actually boot. So I'm going to come up here and we're going to do the quick boot here. And this is loading a C64 emulator. This isn't going to the C64 emulator that's built in or the core. But what I want you to notice immediately, what do you notice about that cursor? That is how painful it would be to use this emulator right now, but it is truly emulating a Commodore 64. It has the actual ROMs inside the disk image, and I can show you, yeah, Evil J, there you go, slow. So let's see if I can 10. It's a little better when I start to type, print, it's not bad. Hello, oops. If I can type, and we will, we'll do a 20. We'll go and do a go to because I'll show you something else that's kind of broken. And now if we list that, you can see that here. And then I'm going to run this. And I think what you're going to notice is it's fair, but that's a much slower than what a Commodore 64 would actually scroll that text. So I highly recommend that you don't use this other than for exploratory. But here's the other problem. As I look at the keyboard, the run, so I'm gonna go back. So run stop, right? So let's go back here to retro. If I hit the run stop, and I am hitting run stop, I'll verify that here, hitting run stop, and nothing is happening. I have no way to get out of that. I cannot, it's done. So again, many of these emulators, bless his heart, they are proofs of concept, but man, they're just a bunch of fun to play with. So that is the Commodore 64. And I can't get out of there. So we're going to hit our reset button on the side. And again, to XLAR 54's, credit, he does say this is very much not working well, and he's got more work to do on that one. Now, that's the Commodore 64. What you're going to find, though, is a couple more of them are a little bit more featured. Let's see. Oh, I'm sorry to see that. Oh, dang, the seller of the MEGA65 desk cover won't ship to Japan. Well, that's too bad. I think it would be great to have one game per floppy disk like you used to do on Amiga. You can do that, right? You can easily set that up. My MEGA65 is my go-to retro computer. Haven't used my Mister. I will never use a Mister, as I've talked about, because I want the real keyboard. I don't want some faux keyboard mucking up my experience. So, yes, hold on to that. Yes. C128. Yes. Yes. It's actually better than the C64, which I don't understand because it's a much more complicated machine, but we will get there. Hold on. Spoiler alert. Let's see. That's a slow cursor if I've ever seen one. Yeah, I don't think they get any slower. Yeah, me too. I had to pick, if I had to pick only one retro machine to get, this would be it. Absolutely. I am considering doing a video on the MEGA65 versus the C64U, and I have already started the script for that. So looking forward to doing that. Just think of it as a C64 connected over a 300 BPS modem. Absolutely. C64 was great for its time, but it's 2026 and it's time to move on. Oh, come on. It's Sunday too. Repent and know Jesus. It's not time to move on. This is our hobby. We love these machines. And in some ways we have games on there that just cannot be recreated well in modern hardware. So we love these things, but thanks for joining the live streams. Good to have you here. Braylon says the same thing I did. So I love Mr. FPGA, but not for computers. Yeah, for games, I could see it, right? Hello from Paraguay, the exact center of Italy. Very cool. Let's check our map here real quick. There we go. Oh yeah, it's loading up nicely. Outstanding, guys. Way to go. All right, let's get back to this. We've got more to look at. We got lots to look at. So let's go back here and then let's do the next one. So I'm going to do my my restore, and we're going to go to 0, and we're going to go back into MEGA65. Now, again, I'm going over these pretty quickly. We're just going to take a quick look at them because we don't have time to dig into them. The goal is for you to be curious and you go out, grab these and play with them on your particular MEGA65. So I do want to show you on the C64 emulator. If you look on the disk contents, not contacts, you see that you need like the kernel, the charging, or the character generator, the basic bin. And so those are all the ROMs that you need. And in every one of these, he tells you exactly what you need, but he also tells you that they're not included. So I had to build all of these, which brings me to a little piece of software I want to show you. If you're a Mac user, and this is the coolest thing, I found this when putting this together. So here's another little tip for you. So I'm going to go back here. I'm going to close out these windows and I'm going to bring up something called Disk Inspector. Disk Inspector is a Mac, and let me go into my live streams, is a Mac software. Let's go into my ports and let's pull up this .d81. And it lets you view the contents, but I can copy and paste. I can drag from one disk to another and I can modify them. I can rename. I can do everything here to a .d81, .d64, 771. It is so good. Disk Inspector. As a matter of fact, it's on itch.io. I downloaded it. It was a name your own price. And I didn't give him anything because I want to try it out. He's getting some cash. So this thing is so good. It helped me put even those ROM files on a disk. It helped me put an image file for DOS on a disk. And then you just go up here and you do file save, and it's just really good. Again, it is, and you can grab text from a disk. So if you've created something in a word processor on your Commodore 64, you can bring it over, you can go vice versa. It's so good, guys. I highly recommend Disk Inspector. I think it's only Mac, so apologies for that, but it is the bomb. I could not have done this live stream without that. Okay, so there's another little tip for you for today. So let's go ahead and the next one we're going to do, we'll try and do this. Let's do the, because somebody already called it out. Let's do the C128 emulator. So we're going to go ahead and resume. And let's pull up our directory on that so you can see what's on the contents. This one I again had to build. Now I threw something on here hoping it would run. Let's give it a shot. So, and that's where I use Disk Inspector to do that. That Akalabeth 128 was a program that's written in BASIC. And I put that on here and we're trying to get it. We'll see if we can get it to work. So what we're going to do right now is we'll come up here, hit our little arrow up, and we'll let it go. The other thing I'm kind of amazed in is how quickly this loads up. Now, this boots up into 80 column mode. What I love about this is, though, if I do DI directory, it still has that disk. It's still recognizing the disks that is mounted in the MEGA65. If you want to switch to 40 column mode, all you do, guys, is you just hit the tab right here and then it'll switch you. Of course, you'd have to change your graphic mode to get it there. I kind of like 80 column because that's a proof of concept. But again, you can switch back and forth. But you can see I could come up here. I could type deload. Oh, boy. Ah! Oh, I messed that up. Let me do that again. Sorry about that, guys. Let's get this. There you go. Live streams, aren't they the best? Let's try that again. Don't mess up. D-L-O-A-D. There we go. And come over here. And then we can load this. So now it's loading right from the disk. And it says it's ready. So let's go ahead and list 2. And I want you to watch how slowly this lists. Let's list to 200 because it's long. Not horrible. But you can see it's a basic program. And it loads fine. So we could probably do a simple basic program, but I will tell you this program, if I try and run it, what's going to happen is it's just going to sit there and crunch, and it crunches forever. It has never started. It's still working, which is the interesting thing, but it takes so long. The cycles, whatever, it just cannot keep up with this program because this is a pretty complicated program. So I think if you had a basic program, and what I mean basic, I mean just something small, something you've created, it would work. This is an amazing proof of concept, folks. To be able to emulate both 80 column, 40 column mode on the MEGA65 at 40 megahertz is pretty amazing. And it's amazing that AI was able to help create that. So, I'm not going to leave it running because we got other things to do, but eventually I assume it would do something. I agree. I am in your court. I want a C128 core now because it just feels so natural on the MEGA65 since MEGA65 has built-in 80 column mode anyway. It is fabulous. But yes, I want a core. So I think we're getting there. That's the good news. Now let's go ahead and do this. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to see, it doesn't lock the computer up. Everything's working fine. It's just taking so long to process that. I do want to show you the next one, which is the +4 emulator. And this one, I'm going to hit reset. Sometimes this works, sometimes this doesn't. Let's give it a shot. And it did not. That's what I was afraid of. So let's go ahead and redo this. So we're going to go back in here. Go 0. We're going to go back in here. We're going to load the +4 emulator. If you have a love of +4, this thing is so much fun. I'm not going to lie. So let's go F3 and let's just get this thing loaded. We'll just do it this way. And here we go. We're going to press any key to start. Now you'll notice though, at +4 emulator for MEGA65, kernel loaded to bank 4, basic loaded to bank 4, clearing +4 RAM and bank 5. So you get a little information there. So we're going to press any key. Check this out, guys. How cool is that? Now, what's interesting about this is this is really the C16 version. If I hit F1, I am not going to get, I get a graphic command. I do not get the apps. So you're not getting the +4 apps. So what I thought I would do is I would do, and this doesn't work. Here's a break. Sometimes the shift keys work and sometimes they do not. Like right there, I can't get so I have to actually type the entire command. So again, proof of concept. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to manually load those, and I can't get there, so I'm going to have to type it. So let's do deload, and eventually I'll get a open quotation mark. I think I had this working before. Oh, it's not going to work for me. But I was going to try and load. You can actually download the app separately, and now it's not working, period. So anyway, that's the Commodore Plus 4. Proof of concept again. Let's just do a quick thing here. Code. Let's make sure BASIC's working. Yeah, but see, I can't. Oh, there it is. You saw it just then. Hello. See, every once in a while you get up quotation, and sometimes you go, there you go. And let's just run that. You can do it without the closed quotations, obviously. Let's do a 20, go to 10. There we go. And let's run it and see how fast it is. So, you know, not horrible, but still just a lot of quirks in that aren't really working. So let's go ahead and reset. And that'll be a hard off and on. And let's come back into chat and see what those are our emulators. So those are our Commodore emulators, I should say. Let's talk about commulators. Yeah, let's talk about commulators. That's my new mashup of Commodore emulators. They're called commulators. Can we say that began here at the Retro Combs live stream? Commulators, okay? I want somebody to coin that for me, okay? Let's see. I'm going to come back up here and see what you all thought about these. Let's see, backing up just a little bit here. C64 will never die. That's exactly right. Yeah. The hardware is a big part of the vintage retro experience. Agreed. And you'll get to play the games on your new Commodore phone eventually. I really badmouthed the phone when I first watched the announcement video. I stayed up late to watch. Yeah, I mentioned in my live stream, I'm glad I didn't get up at 4 a.m. I thought was a low effort AI generated video. I think I will get it though. Well, Braylon, you get to join me. So thank you for dropping something in the super chat to help me, knowing that you were going to get yours. So I appreciate that. And I think the lovely accountant's out, so we can talk about the price again. So no problem. I have a Mac Pro 2009 with Sequoia, OCO, and Windows. Is there a link to the Mac program you showed? I'm pretty sure. Oh man, I'm pretty sure I put that in the video description down below, Braylon. If I did not, please email me retrocombs@icloud.com and I will send you the link, or make sure I put it in there. But I think I got all the links in there. I hope so. I tried. But I think I put that one in there too. I'm not getting that phone, not my thing. I get it. Obviously Commodore blog. Braylon, I'm generally curious about it, but I depend on my phone for a lot. Yeah, this is not your primary phone. I just don't see it. I see it as maybe you're going somewhere and you just don't want to take this. You're going out to dinner with family, but you got to as I mentioned, you got to have another service, right? It's 2 service agreements. So I mean, I can see it for that. Never played with the C128 emulator. Cool, but too slow to be useful at the moment for sure. It'll get better, but hopefully the core will come. Yep, really want a core. I hope they sell them all though, because they need to get money together. Yes, and I have a theory why. Perry recently had a meeting in Italy. Exactly, he needs cash to pay for that Amiga license. That's what I think too. Yep, Core 128 for me. And again, proof of concept, we know that would work beautifully on the Mega 65. The Core would run better on the Mega 65 probably than it does on the original hardware, let's face it. If I had to choose between Mega 64 or C64U, I'd go for the Mega 65, but I like them both equally. I agree. I don't agree. I don't like them equally. I mean, this does everything. This does everything that thing over there will do. There's nothing other than lights. I don't have LEDs flashing out of this thing, but it does everything. I love it dearly. They use the same FPGA as the Ultimate. Oh, but the Ultimate has more RAM, I think. Mega 65 includes the floppy and the Mega 65 modes, so it's more. It is more. Where is any key on the keyboard? Thanks. That's good. Retro Combs, I'm a big Atari fan. Could you talk about an Atari core or plans for one? Java J, there is So what happens on these machines is you can take the MiSTer core. So any core that's on a MiSTer can be transferred. They've got a process for transferring it to the MEGA65. I want to think that somebody was working on an Atari core. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure somebody's been working on that. Now we also have Atari though wanting to jump into this mix, where we've heard rumors, and I covered this in a live stream a couple of weeks ago, that Atari is just filed a trademark for the Atari 800 to be recreated. So hang on to that. That's kind of exciting news if you're an Atari fan. And I do have an Atari computer. Love Atari. Love Atari gaming, obviously. And we cover that a lot on this channel. So that would probably be something I would purchase for the channel. Sorry. Same one. Yep. Sorry, I was going off topic. Outside of the scene, I think a lot of people will buy it. Think about its advertised worldwide. Yeah, I agree. But at $500 though, that's the hard part. That's the part that just, yeah. Taro thinks there's an Atari ST core. I never had an ST. I went to Amiga, never an ST. So that's kind of interesting. All right, let's go back in here. I want to show you another one that is pretty cool. Now this one, I have to go outside of this directory, because to set this up, so here's where we were before. Well, I'll tell you what, let's do the CPM emulator first. Let me talk about that first. So I'm going to go ahead and hit that. We are going to resume, and let's pull up our directory on that so you can see what's on there. So this one auto boots, which is nice because we can just type boot, and this will boot into CPM. So here we go. Look at that, guys. We are now in CPM. So if I type dir, we are using CPM just like a CPM machine. Now here's the limitations. This actually works really well. Again, it's an emulator. Here's a reason it works. It will let you do all of the CPM disk operations. Now what it can't do is it can't run load or WordStar, for instance, because WordStar, it can't run software. It's not an emulator for running software. It's an emulator for the operating system and file management. So some of the basic stuff it will run, like edit, edlin, all those types of things it will run. And I think they had, let's see. So you can see on here, there's a test BAS batch file. Let's go ahead and run that. And there you go. Wait, test. I think it's right. Let's see. Edit. No, I don't want to do that, because if I go into edit, what will happen is I can't get out because I don't have a break key. But you can see it has some basic commands there that you can do. But you can, for instance, load a CPM disk in here, and you can manage those files from here. So that's kind of cool. The emulator just alone, if you had some CPM disks, wanted to see what was on them, you could pop them in there and then you can take a look at it. So that is the CPM emulator. Again, not a core, emulator. Now, let's go ahead and do the next wave of that, which is here. I'm going to come back out here. And again, that kind of borked it up, so we're going to have to reset. These emulators really wreak havoc on the MEGA65, and you almost always have to reset. But I want to do this one next. This is the Mega PC. This is an emulator that will turn your MEGA65 into a PC. I mean, that is something we never wanted to do, never thought we would do, but we can do that. So we're going to go ahead and load this one up. We are going to F3. Let's pull up the directory so you can see the listing. And you can see here we have BIOS. Now what, and then you see something on here, FT writer. What is not on here, and this is important for the setup, is, and you'll see it when I load it up. Well, I'll tell you what, let's wait till I load it up. Let's go ahead and load it first. So we'll just go ahead and do boom, boom, boom. Load that first file. And so it starts up the Mega PC, and you see it's an 8086 PCXT emulator. Oh, there it is, by Scott Hunter XLAR54. Good, great. I'm glad Scott Hunter is up there. I think I said Hunter. Scott Hunter. So what you need to do first is we need to mount a disk in drive A, just like in the old days when we had to have a floppy disk with the operating system on it for our PC. You have to do that here. So we do A, and now what I need to do, oh my gosh, I don't remember the name of it. Hold on. I've got to pull up that disk image so that I can type the right thing in. And I'm going to do that using, let me go to my emulators, PC emulator. And let me show you something else that's really cool with, if you're on a Mac. So here is the We'll go ahead and close this. Here's the listing. So I need to know what file is on here. Now I could load it up, but the cool thing is I can just hit space. Oops. If I hit space on the right keyboard, and it will give you a quick look as to what's on that disk. So even on your Mac now with Disk Inspector, you get that quick look, which I just think is too cool. Anyway, this is what I need to type in, megados.img. And I can't remember if I need the .img or not. We'll figure it out. So we're going to go back over here and type megados.img. And so that is actually our DOS that we're loading. So let's go ahead and hit enter. So it must be just megados. Let's try that. Oh, interesting. This was working before. Let me, let's go. Let's see. Let's try again. megados.img. Did I do that right? Pretty sure that's what it is. Let me make sure I've got that right, guys. Hold on. megados.img. Oh, I don't like that it's not. There we go. Interestingly, I must have done something wrong because then it loaded. So there we go, loaded, press any key. Now what we're going to do is start the emulation with number 1. Now, you'll also notice you have some other options there. We won't go through those, but you'll see tab will let you return to this menu. We'll see if that works. So start emulation. Give that a second. Megados ANSI driver installed. Megados version 1.0. Open source Microsoft. There you go. We are running Microsoft a clone of MS-DOS on our MEGA65 in emulation. Wow. The other thing I really appreciate is that he's taken the extra time to make sure you get the right font. It just looks like you have booted in to a PC of its time. It's pretty cool. It says break is currently on. Type break off to make the text console faster. And then you can see that we can even edit and config sys. So you remember those days where we're doing auto exec bats and config sys's? You can do those. So let's pull up it directly. Let's see what's on this disk. It's pretty slow. I will say again, though, this kind of makes me want a core for my MEGA65 that is PC. I don't know why, but I guess because I've seen that it's possible that I want it. So again, it's very slow. There's GW Basic. Look at that. Hey, let's take a look at GW Basic. I did not test that, but you can see all the types of things that you would find in disk. I'm curious. I don't think it's going to run that. I don't think there's any way it can run that. GW Basic. Let's see. Oh my goodness. It is actually going to emulate GW Basic. It is slow, but check that out. Wow. Let's see. This is amazing. Oh, it is super slow. Yes, it has Edlin, I know. But that is so cool. Most of us probably remember back in the day when we got rid of our Commodores and everything went to PCs, GW Basic was kind of our kind of anchor back to the good old days. And this is now what I don't know is how to stop it because there's no Control C doesn't work. Control Z, Control X. Yeah, none of those are working. Let's try Mega. No. Shift. Nope. None of that's working. Can I hit run stop? Nope. So it is locked up. And my computer's done because I don't have all of the keys. But hey, if you're is anybody as impressed as I am that we just ran GW Basic in emulation on our MEGA65? Wow, that is so, and it's still running. It's just going to run forever because I can't get out of there. So there you go. Those are the emulators I wanted to share with you. I am going to reboot this while I come back and see what your thoughts are so far, because now what we're going to do is we're going to go into cores. We're going to look at, I got to be careful because the lovely accountant and I were talking about going out to dinner tonight for Father's Day. So let me back up here. Deft involved me in the very early days of MEGA65 in recreating the keyboard under NDA. Oh, wow. As I did produce Amiga keyboards years ago, but never got there. Hey, Marcus, that is really cool to know. Very cool. Let's see. Something about, oh, I saw something about cease and desist. I don't know what we're talking about here. Oh, I see the Atari core. Gotcha. Production of this particular keyboard with the caps lock and shift key is a nightmare. This is, yeah, for people who don't remember or know, this is the actual, you know, I love that. That's like a real shift key with a light. I mean, that's just the level of detail that they got to with the MEGA65. I love this machine. Is anybody surprised that I love this machine? Sounds like it means it actually is not an emulator, but CPM port. That's exactly what would not run Z80 code. Yeah, thank you, Caesar, for joining us. I appreciate it. I think it's your live stream. Sarah's here. If you go to the RM800 site and search Atari, you get 0 results. They carefully avoided any mention of the machine they're recreating, which I think is interesting. I must have missed the Atari rumor. I was just thinking a re-release of their computers would be interesting. Yes. Isn't it PlayOn that is building the 26? Yeah, I think so. I think that is who's building that. All this core talk has me booting, updating my Mr. Cores. Oh, good for you. Do something productive while you're watching this live stream. Outstanding, Evil J. They're building the new AES Plus as well. Let's see. Let's go Wiki Central. Hey, Wiki Central, good to have you here. We got a good group today. We got about 83 of you. This is like just a bunch of you in there. So thanks for joining us today. I'm not crying. There's a config sys in my eye. No doubt. Remember those days, Capino? Holy moly. All these capabilities increase its value for me, as it should, Boomerman Dan, because this stuff is just going to get more fun. But again, that's the thing. A lot of us enjoy these for the retro nostalgia, but we also, let's face it, we enjoy it for what's possible with modern technology on these things too, right? I mean, this is a modern FPGA. Somebody was using AI to recreate emulators. I mean, all of that for me as a geek, I love that. And as you all know, or some of you don't know, I have another channel, RetroCombs-Tech, where I cover new stuff. And it all goes together with me very nicely. I'm honestly not super impressed since Transformer gave me similar experiences running MS-DOS on my set. Yeah, well, this is an emulator, right? And we're only running at, oh, I see what you're saying, 7 megahertz. Yeah, this has not been optimized. This code has not been optimized at all. So as we know, AI likes to throw around a lot of slop code. That's what we're hearing. So if somebody were to actually take some time and optimize it, we could probably increase the performance of this stuff. Remember, this is just, oh, there you go. Yeah, just an AI generated cycle emulator. Thank you. All right, let's go into something a little less cycle emulator accurate or more accurate. Let's go into cores. This is, so let me just show you, we're not going to be using the freezer for the cores. We will come back to this SD card and we will pull some things out of here, but let's go ahead and go into our cores. So how do we do that? Well, what we do on cores on the MEGA65 is we turn it off, we hit no scroll, we turn it on, and then we get this screen right here. And as you can see, spoiler, I have lots of cores. I have a development core on here. I have the factory core up here. Actually, the development core is really the most recent. I just haven't updated it to the one that gets rid of development. I also have the C64 for MEGA65. We have the Mega, which is the Mega Pet core. We'll talk about that. This one is really cool. This is the VIC-20 Alpha. It's a work in progress. I'm going to say it's about as full function as some of those emulators, just to be honest. This one is so much fun though. I think you'll get a kick out of this. You can see I have 2 slots left, reserving those for 128 and Amiga. If I get 128 and Amiga, we will be good to go. I'll have everything. And so that's what I'm hoping for. Those 2 slots are reserved for those. Let's go to the 64 in case you've not seen it. It works great. Boots up quickly. It will boot up here in a quick. And I need to change that because that's a disaster. So let me fix my capture card for you here to get that where it should be. Boom. There you go. And now this doesn't work with the freezer. So cores have their own menus. And the good thing is everybody's using the same menu. So when you hit the help key right here, you are going to get a menu. And again, all of these cores share the same type of system. Hit help and that will be your menu. So from here on out, when you see this menu, I'm getting that from hitting the help key. Okay. So, and as you can see for the C64 core, we can mount drive, we can mount a program file. What I also love about these is you can experiment with additional hardware configurations, much like you can on the C64 Ultimate. I mentioned this. This is a little less confusing. The C64 Ultimate, I got to admit, I get lost in that menu all the time. I think this menu structure works better, but the limitation is you don't get as many options as you do on the C64 Ultimate, not even close. But you do get the ones that you need. For instance, we can add an REU. We can simulate a cartridge if you want to put an Epix fast loader on there. I don't think I have one on here right now. Yep. We can load CRT files. We can flip our joystick, so if it's in the wrong port, that's kind of nice. Change our SID, CIA chips. We can have it use the IEC hardware on the device. So I could take, for instance, a bit binders or an original drive, plug it into the back and have an additional drive on in addition to this. So it's really cool that these cores also will address the hardware on these devices. You can also change the kernel. So if you want to use Jiffy DOS, you can do that. Change your display settings. So again, what I also like about this is this can be PAL or NTSC depending on the software. If there's not an option in the software to switch it, you can switch that. And then we just have some things to configure it. We can, of course, do CRT emulation. It's on currently. That's why it looks so smooth. If I turn that off, you can see it's really blocky. So depending on what you're looking for, that's what you get. Now, I have covered the C64 core in many other live streams. I got a ton of them, Christmas live streams where we use this to test to see if we can play this software. So I'm not going to use this core for this demonstration. So we're going to go on. If you have questions about the core, put those down below. I'll be happy to answer them. But let's go to a different core, something that maybe you haven't seen. I think most of you have seen that. Let's do the MegaPet. And this one is super exciting. I've always wanted a pet. As a matter of fact, I have a pet. You can see it right there. I got that about 3 years ago. I love it, but I'm always afraid to turn it on because I'm afraid it's going to stop working. It's so old. So I'm really caring for it. It looks great. It kind of sits there. The tape drive works, everything. It's perfect. But if I want to play, I can use this. Now, again, we are looking at an 80 column screen. So I can come over here and now I have model options. Now I can choose which pet I want to emulate. So I could change this to 40 columns. There you go. You can see that. You can turn that back on. It can even, and I've not been able to get it to work just yet, it will even emulate something that very few people ever saw, which was a color pet. But every time I select that, it does not work. So let me show you, if I reset, it doesn't boot into color pet mode. I'm not sure why I'm having problems with it, but it's just not working. So I'll figure that out. But again, this is 1.3, and I think color pet, the addition is just recent. So we can change the memory. So whatever you want. Here's what I love. Look at this. You can even turn it into a super pet. So you get Waterloo Basic. All those cool things are right there. You can change your CPU to a 6809 if you want, speed it up. You can change your ROMs if you have something that you want to put in there. You can even change your character set and you can put in a drive ROM. So let's try something here. I'm going to go back. Let's see if we can load something here. I'm going to go, I want to show you this. I made this mistake yesterday, but I want to show you this. This is pretty cool. And I'm going to show you an error and I'm going to show you how I cleaned it up. So I'm going to mount a disk and you'll see I have Pet Invaders. So it does support .d64 files. So I'm going to load up Pet Invaders. And I need to use my joystick. So we're going to go ahead and turn that on. All right. So that's synced. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here. I'm going to escape or run stop to get out of that. And then we're going to type a DI_R to get our directory. And we're going to come up here and we are going to, I believe Basic 4.0 supports deload if I remember. And we'll do this. Searching. Loading. This is going to take, now this is cycle accurate loading because I don't have Jiffy DOS or anything. So let's go ahead and run. Now you'll notice right now, see, this is made for a 40 column screen, but I'm getting doubles, right? So what I'm going to do is go back in here to help, and I am going to go back into my model options right here. And I'm going to turn off 80 column mode. Watch what happens. It automatically adjusts. I just love that. I think that is so cool. And as you can see, that's working. Now, the other thing I need to do is I need to come down here. Let's see if I can remember where it was. Oh, I got to go back. And I need to come down here and put on my stupid pet tricks, because the stupid pet tricks allows me to use a joystick. So it's just like if I took Jim's Stupid Pet Tricks cartridge and plugged it in, they have emulated that in this particular core, which is just amazing. So then we're going to escape out of this. Now I'm going to put on my headphones because we're going to be playing some games here. So let me get in here and get this thing on here. Okay, let me make sure I've got sound on the retro computer. I'm going to crank it up a little bit and we're going to give it a shot. Whoa! Wake up, guys. Sorry about that. And you can see this works really well. So if you wanted to experience pet games, pet software on your Mega 65, guys, this is just, you can't do this on a Commodore 64. I'm telling you, if you want the true Commodore experience, the Mega 65 is what you use. And I could sit here and play this forever, and I'm not going to do that. So there you go. There is the Mega Pet core for the Mega 65. That is just so cool. Let me go ahead and turn that off, and let's see what you guys are thinking in chat so far before we do our next core, which is going to really blow your mind. Get ready for it. They just get better and better. The more I get into this, the more I'm excited about this live stream. So again, we got a bunch of new folks. We got, wow, 93 of you. Hey, let's see if we can get that number up to 100 folks watching this live stream. Make sure you're giving me a thumbs up. Looks like I'm short on thumbs ups. It looks like our stream settings are, what do we have? We only have 42 likes, but we got 96 of you watching. Hey, half of you watching. That's good. But let's go ahead and check in on chat. Let me back up here. If you think, oh, 900, oh, I got to back up even further, it looks like. Let's see. Back in the days at the Technical Institute on System Lesson Information, me and my friend made a basic tiny program with frames using ASCII as a user login. Oh, that's cool. Me too, but I don't know if anyone is working on it anymore. Not much activity there in a long time. What are we talking about? Looks like that might be, yes, you can turn off those scan lines as you saw. You can do that in any core. You can turn scan lines off. I kind of like them. I know it darkens it, but it smooths it out. I kind of like the old school, but I'm old school. So currently 5 pieces of the Mega 65 left in stock at Trends. Go get it if not already in your man cave. Thank you, Marcus. Really, they only have 5 left? That would be interesting because if they go for another run, I'm hopeful we can get that cost down on that next run. And this is just rumor, could we be letting the stock run down for a reason? I will also say, let me say this too. The Trends, the German manufacturers did an amazing job on this. So this is manufactured in Europe, which I don't know, for me, I kind of like that as opposed to it being manufactured in China. Just because I have a lot of friends across the pond, supporters of the channel. I love that this is a European manufacturer. And that's probably why the cost is up because, you know, the labor prices are different, but I like it. I think that's good. Let's see. My 1541.2 and Bitbinder 1581 work great. Yeah, I have the folks over at Bitbinders were kind enough to send me the dual drive, and it works great. As a matter of fact, I had the dual drive at Vintage Computer Festival Midwest with me last year at a table with Dan with the Mega 65. It was good. Need to see if my Oki Data 120 works. Yeah, I'm not sure it should. If just plug it in the IEC, it should work fine. Yeah, and it should also work on your core. Yes, that was Color Pet, but I haven't been able to get it to work. There may be some configuration, Taro. I just haven't figured out, but I've seen images of the Color Pet working. It looks pretty cool too. Love that authentic startup sound. That was good, wasn't it, Evil J? Hey guys, how is the Mega 65 going? It's going well, Beatles. Thanks for joining us. Beatles is a friend of the channel. By the way, I haven't seen anything in Super Chat in a while. Is that Super Chat button working? I'm just saying, there's 98 of you, almost 100. I think somebody should check and see if that Super Chat is working, if you're enjoying what you're seeing today. If I've educated you on the Mega 65, just remember all the proceeds from today go to that Commodore phone I've got to purchase and take one for the team for everybody. So if you want to do that, and we'll talk, we'll do a membership drive here in just a minute, but you can even do the Super Pet. Yep. This is amazing. Good. I'm glad you like that. I can only imagine VAT can be, yes, it can be. Try 900 plus 100 plus 50. Oh, wow. The price has gone up just because of everything going on. I'm sorry about that, guys. My fifth grade teacher, yeah, you definitely have to be somebody with some disposable income or run a YouTube channel, right? One of the two. Those are the folks who are buying these right now. My fifth grade teacher had a pair of pets in the classroom, and I was amazed. Been a computer geek ever since. Yeah, I do. I love my pet. Love my pet and my retro dog. I have a retro pet upstairs, retro pup. Pups, I got two of them. You give me bad flashbacks. I installed to Petcore just to try out Back to the Pet demo. Yes, that's really good. And you can easily configure this to work on here. I'm sure you may have seen a few, but there's some amazing pet demos out there. Yes. I should probably pull some in at some point. Cool animal. Yeah, I like that one too. Let me go ahead and move. That's seriously impressive for a pet. It is very good for a pet. People are really exploiting the pet now. And again, it's all characters, which is amazing. Anyway, anyone want to buy a kidney? I need a MEGA65. I know, sorry. Hey, thank you for that. Appreciate that, Beatles. Thank you for that. Oh, by the way, we need a check-in. Let's get a check-in since we've got, we just hit 100, folks. Boom, smack, 100 viewers. We are at 100 viewers, folks. So please do me a favor. Go down there, thumbs up. Again, if somebody wants to celebrate with a super chat, let's get that in there too. But then it just popped down to 96. But we'll take the win at 100. So I'm really excited. We had triple digits there for a while. Super cool. Man, it's crazy how much the price has increased. Yes, it is. But yeah, I know it's much like the phone, Joseph. Sorry. It's much like the Commodore phone we talked about. It's too expensive right now, and that's with everything going on. But again, at least what's really nice about Commodore right now is there is this $350 alternative or $300 alternative for the C64U. But again, it's not going to do everything this guy's going to do, that's for sure. And again, I'm hopeful the price will drop on this at some point. Now you're talking. After all, we only need one kidney. That's right? Let's have a look at the map. We'll give it a second here and let people get caught up here. Will Mega bring out the expansion board? That is still in the works. I need to check in. I feel bad. I've really kind of, with the C64U coming out, I've pulled myself away from the community, the MEGA65, not purposely. I've been so ingrained. So this is why I've been looking forward to this and getting back into this. So I'll try and get back in there and see if I can get some answers. I also want to see if I can get Megavision reinstated too. So we'll see if we can get that. If there's another MEGA65, there's no Kickstarter. MEGA65 was never a Kickstarter, right? It was just a dream and a thing. So maybe Kickstarter is the way they should go next. No, the stock is always little, doesn't mean anything. Oh, Marcus, dagnabbit. I did a supercharge, but you, what? You did? Did I miss your super chat? Motorati, I'm sorry. Let me scroll back here. I am so glad that you told me because I hate to miss those, as you know. I think I must have been busy. I'm not seeing it either. So sometimes they don't come across here on the YOLO box, but thank you so much for that, Motorati. Really do appreciate it. And thanks for pointing it out to me. Much appreciated. I'm tapped out with the CC. Yeah, ZX Spectrum board is coming in. It's to the right of the chat input before you start. Oh, well, thank you. Where is the super? Thank you for helping us out there. MEGA65 price is very stable. Bought my first many years ago. Good there. It's the dollar. Of course, it's $1. That's what it looks like, right? Oh, here we go. Thank you so much, LD. LD sent a $20. Wow. Thank you so much. Wonderful stream as always. Really appreciate that. Thank you very much, LD. It's awfully nice of you. And again, all those proceeds will go towards that phone. Production of the ZX Spectrum Next issue 3 have just started. Good. I'm looking forward to that. I have the ZX Spectrum Next. I just did the board, so I'm looking forward to that. Oh, Jamie, you didn't have to do that. Jamie's he's making sure everything's working for us too. Thank you, Jamie. Really appreciate you. Getting us going there. Much appreciate the super chats, guys. Hopefully you know that. Bit late, but luckily able to join. Good to have you here, Maurice. Outstanding. My MEGA65 2 would, I see what you're saying, Bernie's. Yeah, agreed. SSD would be interesting. Wi-Fi for sure, because it is only Ethernet. Right now I'm connected via Ethernet, and that's the way that I transfer files from my Mac to this using M65 Connect. I've demonstrated that before, but that is working really well. And I actually pushed all the cores to the internal SD card this way, and it works really well. But I would like to be cordless and be on Wi-Fi, admittedly. And I want to think that there's a way that they could build an adapter and we plug it in and it would work. But I don't know. Again, I've been away for a while, so I'm not sure what's going on. This is my first time on the live chat. Hey, Darwin, good to have you here. Everybody welcome Darwin to his first time at the live chat. Do that for me. As I like to say, this is the friendliest chat on YouTube at this particular time. Okay. Actually, probably all time, but you know, Wi-Fi would be nice. Although we have, we talked about that. And some C64 cartridges provide Wi-Fi for certain purposes like Chat64. Yes, they do. Someone make a Wi-Fi. Oh, now wouldn't that be cool? Just pop a boom right there and it turns into Wi-Fi. All right, let's go back here. We've got another core. We are going to, and we're doing this kind of in chronological development other than this one. So the next one is the VIC-20. This is in alpha, folks. This one is broken, but it is a cool proof of concept. It's on its way. It will just get better and better. All of these other cores started just like this, rough, but then they just kept tweaking them. And look at that. Beautiful Commodore VIC-20 colors. I'm going to go ahead and turn on the CRT emulation so it looks a little less. When they're bigger, when it's chunkier like this, it is a little bit harder to look at. Let's see, where was that? Shoot, where? Oh, there it is. Sorry. There you go. That makes it a little bit easier to view. Now, let's see if we can load something. I've tried this before and it didn't work, but who knows? You know, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So I'm going to mount a drive. We're going to go back here. We're going to go down to VIC-20 and we're going to try this. This is VIC-20 Elite. Did you know there's a version of Elite for the VIC-20? Yes, there is. Let's go ahead and escape and let's go ahead and do load asterisk, comma 8. I believe that's a comma 1. Oh, but before I do that, I need to activate the memory and I'll have to reset. So I almost forgot that. If I try and load it right now, it'll lock up. So let's go up here. So if you ever wanted a VIC-20 with memory expansion, what you do is you come in here to RAM and I need to activate this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, because on the instructions, it says it needs to be 32 plus 3. So I'm activating every RAM expansion block in here. I'm going to hit escape. Now I'm going to hit escape again. Now what I need to do is I need to reboot. Now watch, you'll notice I have 358 or 3,583 bytes free. Now watch what happens when I reset. Now we have 28,159. Now I can load this Elite for the VIC-20. Oh, what did I do? Did I not? Did it take it out? I thought usually it keeps it in there. Let me load it back up. There we go. All right, let's try that again. And we use the old Commodore technique where we scroll up. There we go. Now, again, this is going to load cycle accurate. So what's going to happen is it's going to take a while. I'm going to type run, but it will take a while to load because it's going to, as you look here, it's got a lot of load time from here. So we'll go ahead and let it load and we'll do some chats. Well, oh, there we go. And it takes a while for this Elite screen to load. So again, think about this. Elite for the VIC-20. That's what we're loading here. That's how good this core is at reproducing all the features we need to make this work. Now, normally you'd have to have a original Commodore and a bunch of RAM expansion. This is going to do it for us. Totally got the horn for that transparent case version of the Mega 65 shown at the beginning of the stream. Yeah, I'm glad that worked out for you. That was what I use AI, obviously, for my thumbnails. And I gave it a board and I said, hey, I want this board, which is the board inside, to come through. But what it missed is if you look on the right, it didn't recognize that over on the right, there's a floppy disk. But I do think it's kind of cool. But there is not a clear case that I'm aware of. I wish there were. Hello. Oh, well, we need to check our map. We'll do that here in just a minute. VIC-20, I have great memories of that. Me too, Taro. My very first computer was the VIC-20. Now, the first computer I ever saw was a Trash 80 in high school. But the very first one I owned, used, got to know was the VIC-20, which started this whole journey. You know, we're looking at what? Wow, 45 years later. Holy smokes, I'm old. Yep, C64U has Wi-Fi. It does have Wi-Fi. Yep. Cheers from Germany. Stumbled over here. Well, I'm glad you stumbled by accident. Thanks for joining and stumbling by accident. Got 103 of you out there. Outstanding. I don't need the VIC-20 core. Kids gave me the real thing for fathers. I saw that, Evil J, in our Discord. And here is Elite, folks. Let's take a look at it. And you can see. Now, I don't play Elite. I'm no good at it. We'll go just long enough so that you can see if it's working. All right. And we're going to be using this again. Let's see, I think I have to spacebar to get going. Load new commander. No, I don't want to load that. Press space or fire. And here's our equipment. There we go. Data on, let's see, and I've got to get out of here. Let's see. There we go. Here's our galactic chart. I think I hit F1 starts. Yep, there we go. Took me a while to remember how to do this, but you can see this is Elite, which is, oh, I accidentally hit the mouse. Oh, I'm on the wrong joystick. So this is a case where I'm hitting the joystick and it's not doing what it's supposed to do. See, it's on right view. It's doing all kinds of stuff it's not supposed to be doing. So let me go ahead and hit us here. Let's swap our joystick. Let's go back here, and there we go. And now we're back. So again, that's the beauty. I didn't have to unplug and plug back in, but you can see we are playing Elite on a VIC-20. Never would have thought we would have gotten Elite on the VIC-20, and the black and white graphics, kind of vector graphic-y, kind of a version of Elite, really kind of cool. Here's what it looks like and sounds like when you fire. So there you go. There is Elite on the VIC-20 core on your MEGA65. Boom, do that C64 you. I don't think so. I'm sorry. Am I being a little over the top with that? Again, I love my MEGA65. So it is super. Let's see, we got a couple of new folks popped in here. Hi Hard 2007 says he hopes we're having a blast in here. Thanks for joining. This has been so much fun. Remember the days when loading the tile screen took almost as long as loading the game? Yes, that's the other nice thing. The MEGA65, of course, does streamline some of that, makes things a little bit faster, which is nice. I've been spending most of my time on the C64U beige, says Andy. I've been spending mine on the MEGA65, especially playing with these cores and trying to get ready for this live stream for the last 3 weeks. I hope Commodore would release the C65. I'm still hoping that that is the case. LD says Elite on the VIC-20 is so cool. I agree. I missed out on all the cool computing since I was born in 1989. Oh, you just on the end of it, going into the Amiga years. It's fun to go back and mess with stuff like this, says Faceless. Son has been learning to program on the M65. Outstanding. What? Good for you. Good for you for introducing. Yes, VC20, as it was called in Germany. Yep, first ever. That was my first ever computers I mentioned earlier. Elite was super impressed for its time. Still is. It really kind of is. When you think about the hardware, it'll always be impressive, especially, again, getting it to work on a VIC-20. Awesome Elite on VC20. Boom. Boom, you're right. Thank you. I never got the rumored back then. Oh, I see. Okay. All right. Very cool. So now let's do the next core. I'm going to turn this on. This next core is pretty cool too, folks. This one is good. We're going into the C16 core. Check this out. So now this is basically a TED series computer. You can see we're at Commodore Basic 3.5. Now, if I hit F1 on this one, you see we get graphic. Let's see, what was it F7? F5? Yep, there you go. So you can see we still don't have the apps in here, which I'm surprised that we don't. Am I missing something? For some reason, I'm thinking we should have the apps. Anyway, it's not important for this. But as I said before, we hit help and you can load. This is the model C16. That's why we don't have the apps. So basically what we have is we have a C16 with 64 kilobytes of RAM. So that's why it's not the +4. It's really a C16. But as you all know, the only thing that's different between the C16 and the +4 are the apps. So if you just want to run games, this is going to work perfectly for you. And I am going to, once again, we are going to put on that emulation because that looks better. I think the colors look better. It looks more like we remember. I get some of you don't like that, but for me, that's what I like. So we can change our SID. We can flip our joysticks. Let's go ahead and mount. And I do have here, and we are going to run Turbo Outrun, which is a game for the TED series of computers that really showed off what was possible with the computer. And it's really an impressive game. It's Outrun, but for the +4. So and again, we've got all the commands that we're used to here. And let's get this loaded. Oh, sorry. This is a +4, so we can use deload. And that should work. There we go. And while we're doing that, letting that load, let's see. My location, Offenburg, Germany. When I see this, it's really cool to own that machine. It is. Yeah, these are so much fun. And the thing is, you can go down these rabbit holes with cores. I didn't mention this earlier, but there are cores for arcade machines. There are cores for ZX Spectrum. There's a new core released for a European machine I wasn't familiar with, which really looks kind of cool. I may have to just try it. But lots of different cores are coming. And again, we hope Amiga core is coming, and I'd love to see a 128 core at some point. So if you are someone who wants to create that, get into the MEGA65 team Discord and find out how you can get started in that. You can change the model +4, but I don't think the apps are... Oh, you can, Stuart? Let's see. Oh, I see. Model. Oh, you're right. There it is. Well, we'll try that here in a minute. We will see if the apps are in there. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. But it does say Commodore 264. I do wish... again, that they would put in the 364, because then that would allow us to experience the computer that was never released with the speech synthesizer, and that would be really cool. So, all right, let's go back here. Let's run. Let's play some Outrun, shall we? Keep the disk in drive while you're playing. So this is it's going to take a while to load. Let me go back here to, here we go. Let's see. Would love to own one of these, says Wowzer. Hey, Wowzer, good to have you here. Thanks for joining the Retro Combs live stream. I think this is your very first live stream with us, as a lot of people. We've got a lot of guests in here. Do you think they went wrong? Do you think they went the wrong way introducing the TED machines? I think they should have invested. I have a hate-love relationship with the +4. I think it was never going to succeed because it was always going to be lesser of the Commodore 64. And so while the industrial design was really cool and I loved it, and I've got really kind of a fascination with it today because I do have one. Oh, hold on. I think that in the long run, it was never going to succeed. And I think the Commodore 65, the C65, had it been released, would have had a hard time too. I just think they were too late in their time and they were the wrong decision. Again, I love them for the technical kind of piece of it. I love that they were thinking, let's just make this a business computer, but people still were wanting gaming machines. So I don't think it ever had a chance to succeed. So that's just my thoughts. Others in chat, please. Like Commodore Blog says, +4, you never forget your first. I think the other thing too, at $99, that sucker was pretty good, right? I think a lot of families bought those and got some use out of them. And they're obviously a lot more popular in Europe than they were here. So there's that too. Let's go back in here. This is Outrun. Wait till you see this. Some of you probably did not even know this was possible on a +4. Pretty good, huh? Now, one of the things you will notice, you're very much going to hear a limitation when we get in here of the TED. The TED only had 3 sound channels, and the majority of it is for music in this game. So you don't hear a lot of the gameplay music. And what's really interesting is this is the load screen. So right now it is loading from the drive. So you've got to wait for the drive to complete before you play your game. That's pretty creative. I like that. So we'll let it finish here. But again, real-time loading. And now we're there. Okay, if you just popped in here, we are looking at Outrun on the Commodore +4 C16 using the C16 core for the MEGA65. And it's running smoothly as it can. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? It just looks really good. Let's take a look at the game itself. I'm going to do automatic so I don't have to mess with it. That was the fastest road trip. It was a fast road trip all the way across. So here you go. Now you get a chance to see the quality of the game. And we're off. We'll do a little bit of this so you can see what it looks like. Again, I think, well, that was horrible. I think for its time and the +4, I think this is way more than what people thought the +4 was capable of doing in its day. You'll, again, notice it's all sound. You don't hear any engine noises, screeches, or anything. It's just music. And they're using all 3 channels, I think, to get there. The +4 and the C16, I believe, did run at, was it almost 2 megahertz? So it was actually faster than the Commodore 64, so that's probably why we're seeing some good screen refreshes here. And there you go. There is Turbo Outrun for the C16. So I hope you enjoyed that. Again, just a great demo of the core so you can see what it, oh gosh, I'm almost there. Let me get across the finish line. There we go. So we're at our checkpoint. There we go. All right, I'll go ahead and turn that. Oh, there you go. Now I haven't actually seen this level. How about that? So let me get back out of here. So guys, that is the C16 core. So let me see what we have here. Let me go back in here. Stunt Car Racer for +4 is amazing. Yes, because it has that extra CPU speed, right? So it looks really good. I could have pulled that. I thought about pulling that one up, but I think finish-wise, I thought this was just a little cleaner. So let's see. Will you show demonstrate Scum Engine as well? I will not do the Scum Engine today, but Marcus, that's really great. I'm going to show you a couple of ports here as we end this thing up in the last 15 minutes. These always go 2 hours. I mean, no way to look at it. They're almost always 2 hours. All computers after the C64 just chasing the success. That's Commodore Sam. Hey, Commodore Sam, good to have you here. Commodore Sam is actually a retro combian in the channel as well. I like to think the +4 is pretty much on par with the Amstrad, probably pretty much. What? Wow, didn't know that. I know, isn't that cool? Really shows what a significantly faster 6502 can do. By the way, if you're not familiar, the C64U, you can crank up the speed of the 6502. I actually made a mistake and did that, and we couldn't get some games to play, but GEOS runs really well in the C64U when you crank that sucker up to about 4 to 10 megahertz. I would like to have, to see the 121 colors of the +4 on the C64. They're very bright. They did look good. Hey, before I do our last section, which is I want to show you a couple of ports of some software that have been made to the MEGA65, I want to do this. I want to tell you all that you can support the channel, and some of you have been doing that with a super chat. I really appreciate that. If you're so inclined, please, you can go down there right now and do a super chat. But if you want to support me long term, what you can do is you can go down there and join, just like, and he's new, so I'm trying to remember. Oh no, I can't remember his name. Java J. There we go. Just as Java J did today before the stream, he joined. So you can go down there and we got all these fun levels. You can join at the PET level, the VIC-20 level, the Commodore 64, the 128, the Bill Hurd approved level, by the way, or the MEGA65. MEGA65 gets you all kinds of stuff. You're an executive producer for the channel, separate chat with me on my Discord. You get the annual Christmas gift, all those fun things. But if you really enjoy this chat and you want to be a part of this group of retro comians, I guess I should back up here a little bit. These retro comians on a regular basis, 24/7, join at the VIC-20 level and you get access to my Discord. And in the Discord, it's a lot of the same folks you saw in chat today, but you have access to them all the time. They're a great group. I'll point some of them out. Xander, Taro, Evil J, Jamie from Jamie's Hack Shack. Just a lot of folks who are in here today, and I know I'm leaving out people, and I apologize if I have. Stuart is in there as well. So just a lot of good guys. If you want to join, you can go down there and do that. But again, if anything, if you do nothing else before you get out of here, give a thumbs up there so people can find this live stream, and also leave a comment afterwards. Believe it or not, it's those comments afterwards that help this thing get out there. The chat kind of goes away, but then it needs comments for the algorithm to let folks know it's ready to go. And lastly, what I will say is, again, I said this a little bit earlier, I'm going to, you're watching it live right now. Once it's live, it'll be gone for a little while. I'm going to let it sit, process through YouTube, and then I'm considering an edit potentially, or at least editing the ends. But I think it's going well enough. I think I'll just post it as is, but it will not be online for a while. 24/7, 24 hours after YouTube processes, and then I'll bring it back. And so you can share it that way. So thanks to everybody who has been here today. It has been a great live stream. There have been 783 different unique folks pop in here today, which is pretty amazing for a 2-hour live stream, especially for my small channel. So I think MEGA65 content is what you all are looking for. So I may have to do some more of this. So thank you so much for joining us today. Let's do some ports. But before I do that, let's see. We talked about that already. I think the +4 is pretty much, oh, wait, I already did that. I'm sorry, I went back too far. Here we go. True, true, true. How things? Oh, thank you so much. Super chat. Love the super chat. Love how you respond to the chat thing. Oh, well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Some people don't appreciate that. I have had actually people, sorry, I kind of yelled in there. I have had people say in comments of other live streams, why do you spend so much time in chat? I just want the content. And my always thought is, well, just scrub through the chats if you don't want that, because for me, this is why I do it. I learned so much from all of you. Your interaction with me in chat gives me energy to do this, and it gives me good content, you know, because we can talk about things that you've brought up in chat. So I appreciate the chat. So thank you. I'm glad you appreciate that. Hi har, hee har, 2007, and welcome. And thanks for joining today. It's been great to have you. Yeah, Java J says, oh wait, Evil says to Java J, is your favorite RPG class a palindrome? Oh, that's funny. Evil J's like he tells all the dad jokes in the Discord. Hey, Jamie, have a good Father's Day weekend. Good to have you here. I'll see you around the block. The color palette of the C64 is horrible. Yeah, a lot of people said it, and the Kawari takes care of that. Yep. Only if I had more space here, I'd get a C64U to play with. My desk is full with my Mac Studio. There you go. Daftect. There we go. I think I got it. And my 2 monitor. That is a lot. I'm fortunate. I have a basement that nobody else uses but me. So, by the way, in case I haven't mentioned it in a while, happy Father's Day to all of you in the United States. I think some of you didn't hear me say that earlier. Hey, Dan, aren't you supposed to be at the Pacific Commodore? Oh, yeah, of course. I've been watching today, but greetings. So, we mentioned the conference, and I told them you were out there, Dan. So you got another shout out. By the way, if you need more great content on the Mega 65, make sure you subscribe to Dan's newsletter. It's fabulous. You will want to do that. That's where I get content, and that's where I learn about new things. As a matter of fact, I think it was Dan. I was listening to one of your podcast version of that on a run, and I believe you mentioned some new cores, or no, the emulators, I think, or maybe it was the cores. I can't remember. And that's what got me digging back into the Mega 65 going, I really need to get caught up. So good to have you here. Thanks for taking a break from your conference out Northwest. Let's see, C64 palette is not too bad. You can get pretty awesome graphics. And then Commodore Block says, I don't usually jump into live streams very often, but I must say, I thoroughly enjoyed. Well, thank you. Good to have you here, Commodore Block. And again, enjoy your stuff on X, and hopefully you will join us again. I'll share the video and socials when it comes up. Oh, well, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. We're trying to build a community here, trying to make it larger. I think that's one way that you can help. So thank you so much for that. All right, let's do this. We've got some ports of stuff, and I'm really excited about these ports. So let me go back here. So I'm gonna go back here. I'm gonna change the aspect ratio back to where it needs to be. So I'll put that back on 4:3. So now what we're gonna do is look at a couple of ports, just a couple, just to wet your whistle is what is possible with the Mega 65. So we're using, for the ports, we're using Mega 65 mode. We're just loading a disk image, but somebody has taken a port of some software and made it run on the Mega 65. So that's what we're doing, okay? Not an emulator, not a core, just software now, but a port of something else. So let's go ahead, go back into the freezer. I'm gonna go in here to my Mega 65, and you can kind of see what they are, but we talked about Elite. Guess what? There is a version of Elite for the Mega 65. Let's see if we can use boot. Oh, can't use boot for that one, so we will just do deload. We got to start getting our Mega folks to remember. Let's do this short so you guys can see how this works. So I'm just going to do this, this, and this. There's the short code for loading it. But we need folks to start putting in those .c60 or is it C60? Yeah, .c60. Oh, yeah, D65 files, I think. But auto boots so that we can just type boot and it loads. So we're going to do it the old-fashioned way. And this is going to load pretty quickly because, again, we are in Mega 65 mode. Look at that, with color. You thought it looked good on the VIC-20. Check it out. Nope, don't need to load a new commander. And let's see, F1 to start. Look at that, guys. So this is not necessarily the highest resolution. Oh, I need to change the joysticks. Hold on. Okay, now I just hit help to try and change the joystick. I need to go back into my freezer. And I need to swap my joysticks with a J. And then I'll hit F3 to resume. And, oh, is it not turned on? My joystick isn't working. Let me see. Hold on. For some reason, my joystick... Oh, there. That's working. But my... Oh, I'm in my front view. I'm sorry. I'm in the wrong view. Oh, that's why. So let me go... There's our rear view. I need to be... It's our right view. Hold on. For some reason, I'm not sure. It was working earlier, but... Oh, there it is. Well, anyway, you kind of get... Again, we weren't going to play forever on this thing, but let me go back in here. And let's see if we can start again here. I just wanted you to get a chance to see it anyway, but this is really a great version. See how fast everything is? This is probably running at 40 megahertz would be my guess. Let's see if I can get control of it. Yeah, for some reason, it's not controlling it. I'm not sure why. It was, I thought, well, you know, I thought it was working. Maybe it was me. Maybe I'm just thinking something else, but, oh, there we go. Now it's working. My fault. All right. So it is working now. So the controls are working. So there you go. So you can see Elite for the MEGA65. Really cool. So I wanted to show you that, but I also want to show you this. Let's go ahead. We're going to do a reset. And I have another one that I think is really amazing. And I say it's amazing because those of you who love the Amiga are going to remember this. So we go to 0, and I'm sure you've already seen it. And if we go here, it is Deluxe Paint. Deluxe Paint has been ported to the MEGA65. And I just saw today, and I think this version has it, but they keep adding features from Deluxe Paint. Now, the other thing about this is a great opportunity to use your mouse, right? Because Deluxe Paint used a mouse. So we are going to have the mouse over here. I'm going to move my C64 PC keyboard over here. So we got the mouse. We're ready to go. Let's go back in here. Let's go ahead and reset. And let's go ahead and load it. Okay, and the reason that they can, so I see Addy says, Commodore blog says, it seems like a very strange thing to port. It's really not, because the MEGA65 with the C64 had enhanced color palettes, enhanced resolution, and in some ways it was resolution and color-wise, it was very comparable to an Amiga. They were really pushing the limits of an 8-bit, but here we go. Look at this mouse. So I am moving the mouse. We have our menu up here. You can see we have picture, we can load, we have our brush. Oh, I ran into something. We have our modes here. We can do animation. That is features also built in. You can see that animated brush. We have color, change our range cycles. You can cycle your color, which is how they would do the waterfall effect. If you remember that, you would create a waterfall, and then you have these certain colors that was color cycled, and it looked like the waterfall was going. We also have effects. Stencil, light table, background, all those types of things. We also have our preferences. Let's go to our preferences here. See your coordinates, fast. I'm not sure what FB is. Multi-cycle, B-square, workbench. Interesting. That seems to be a leftover. Let me hit workbench and see. Yeah, that's what I thought. Not implemented yet, so we can click OK. So let's just go ahead and do a quick thing here. We'll do, let me get my mouse here. Oh, interestingly, my mouse isn't, and I think this is a me thing. I've got to work on this. I've got to tweak my mouse. Let's go ahead and we'll just do... Yeah, we'll do that one. And then we'll do a, whoops, the mouse is a little hinky. I think they're still working on that. So let's do this one right here. And you can see it seems off a little bit. There you go. And we've started our first Deluxe Paint. You have some text in here. Let me go ahead and get out of this. Oops, shoot. Now I don't remember how to get out of here. Let's see, because I haven't used it. How do we run stop? No. Yeah, so I need to read the instructions because I can't remember how to get out of these things. But anyway, there is Deluxe Paint. It is, again, a work in progress. It's still in alpha. But looks like we're going to have some really fun things with the MEGA65 as that progresses. So why would you want this when you have modern kind of graphic tools? Well, because you want the retro effect, or you want the retro look, or you want to load some of those original, because that supports IFF. So you could load those original IFF files in your Mega 65 and work on them. So it is, I just think, very, very cool that they are porting that. And is that the first of many Amiga software that can be ported over the Mega 65? We know there is a lot. I'm going to show you another one that is the reverse of that. This is way the opposite and antithesis of that one. This is one more port that I just think is pretty cool too. And just amazing that it's thoughtfully been ported over to the Mega 65. And that is Omega Race. Now, we talked about the VIC-20 really early on in the live stream, but what if you could run Omega Race on your Mega 65? Well, you can. Look at this, and it looks great. It looks there. Here we go. We've got our joystick. Let's do F1 for joystick. Look, you can change your ship color. That's pretty cool. I didn't see that. Let's see. What can I change that to? Let's do kind of like green. There you go. You can see they even ported the little pre-roll for you. And my joystick is not the right one, so let's switch that. So we'll go back there, resume. Uh-oh. Oh no, I think I locked it up. I don't know. Oh, I see. I didn't reboot. Yeah, I forgot. After Deluxe Paint, I'm sorry. I should have remembered this. You do have to reboot. You can't just reset. Nothing works. I had that issue when I was preparing for the live stream. So again, many of these, like Deluxe Paint, it just takes over the whole machine. So apologies for that. Let's get this going here. Let me reset that. Get this back in here. So let's resume. Let's try that again. There we go. There we go. And joystick. Oh, interestingly, my joystick, oh, that did it that time again. No, it was something else other than that. I'm not sure what's going on, folks. Oh, you know what? It could be that I have my mouse plugged in too. Probably because I have the mouse plugged in. I bet that's bothering it. Let's see if I can fix that. Sometimes we have these issues. Resume. So it's firing, but it's not turning. So I'm not sure what's going on there. Anyway, it was working yesterday. I played Omega for about 15 minutes. I may have this thing all just jimmied up. I'm going to show you one more thing because I mentioned those graphics. So I definitely want to show you the graphics capabilities of this machine. So I am going to go in here, but I found this one. I like this. This is just a slideshow, but it really will highlight the capabilities of the graphics. I'm going to do a reset. And that didn't work, of course, because it really... Hey, thank you so much, Bernie's Bastille Bood. Appreciate learning from your Mega 65 content, and for pure listening, I recommend Dan's podcast. Very good. Thank you so much for the super chat. We're getting ready to wind up. If you thought about a super chat today and haven't done that, do what Bernie did. Leave a super chat before I go. Remember, all proceeds for this live stream, all the super chat funds, go towards the callback, the Commodore callback, so that I can bring that to you in a future stream. Okay. So remember that. So let's go. We're going to go do this one more time. We're going to go out with this last demo that I just think is pretty cool. And it's definitely a retro callback, and it is Blade Runner. And I think you'll kind of know what this is. This is not a game though, but it is going to highlight the graphics capabilities of the Mega 65, I think, in a really cool way. So let's see what you think. So it's loading. Drive sounds are disabled, which is really cool. What that means is they've disabled this from making a bunch of noise while it loads, because you can do that in software. All right, we've got, let me see how we've done today. This is really good. Wow, 71 likes. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. And we've had, let's see, 900 viewers. Wow, we've had 900 folks pop in and pop out. This has been a great stream. I want to thank everybody for joining us. I'm going to leave this kind of running right now. This is the Blade Runner, but check out these graphics. This is all being served from the Mega 65. The graphics have been, let's see, 900 viewers. Wow, we've had 900 folks pop in and pop out. This has been a great stream. I want to thank everybody for joining us. I'm going to leave this kind of running right now. This is the Blade Runner, but check out these graphics. This is all being served from the Mega 65. The graphics have been converted, and look at that. And the sound, you get a chance to really listen to the MEGA65 sound. Let me turn it up a little bit for you. That's probably going to be over my voice a little bit. But let's go ahead, and while this is going through, let's take a look at some final chats, see if I missed anything, and start to wrap this thing up. This has been a really, thank you all for making my Father's Day really a great Sunday stream. I really appreciate that. Let's see, here we go. We'll start here. What's the dig on an Amiga core? I assume it will enable use of the 3.5-inch internal. Yes, it will, I'm sure, as well as some of the other ports. So we should have that, like the joystick ports. Like that it has some nice color in this version. Yeah, I do too. In the Elite is what we're talking about. And they made the planet actually block the stars. Exactly, for a change, they can do that. Ooh, love me some Amiga Deluxe paint. There you go. Now again, it's got a little work to do, so just be prepared for that. Hey, is my audio a little too high for you, or is that okay? I think it's okay. Yeah, it looks like it's okay. Let me pull it down just a little bit. There we go. That way you can hear me and hear the music at the same time. And I'll crank it up here in just a minute. But these are just fun images to watch. And if you love Blade Runner from the 80s, this is perfect. When I played Elite back then on my Atari ST, I used a keyboard for controls. It was a better way to play. It probably is for this too. I should have, you know what? You say that, I wish I had tried the keyboard. Thank you for that. That's good information. I like it. Deluxe Paint, one of the best illustration programs of its time. It should go in the graphic editor Hall of Fame for sure. It's so good. It even does. It's just fun to use today too. Good thing to port if you want to create art assets to actual machine. There you go. Yes, another good reason. Memories. I love it. Commodore blog. Oh man, I remember the cycling demos, like the Lighthouse one. Brilliance 2.0 was really great on Amiga. I remember it, never used it though, James. James, thanks for joining the live stream today. This is your first live stream with me. Really appreciate it. I used to set up scenes in Sculpt 3D on my A1000 and go to school while they rendered. Holy cow. Evil Jade, that brings back some memories. Bring back Jim Butterfield. He actually called the C64 the C65 in his instructional C64 video. Did he? I've watched that. He must have known something about the C64 work back in the day. Little teaser for us, right, of what was to come. The world was just a better place with Jim Butterfield in it. Yeah, definitely people were smarter with computers with Jim. Admittedly, I aspire to be the MEGA65 version of Jim Butterfield. I know I'm so far away, but I love just speaking on behalf of the MEGA65 and trying to get the word out there. Supermon, there you go. Paint Tool SAI was one of the best modern approximations of Deluxe Paint. I'm not familiar with that. I need to check that out. I'm jealous. I want a MEGA65. I understand your jealousy. I really do. Let's see. Must change some settings to reset routine. Doesn't initialize. Yeah, it worked. I'm not sure what was going on, and it will. I appreciate learning from your content and pure listening. Oh yeah, we already talked about that. Thank you again, Bernie. Thank you so much for the super chat. Really cool. When I was a kid, my best friend had this, but the arcade version. Oh, okay, yeah, Omega Race. Arcade, wow. I used to play Omega Race on C64. The proper way to play is to make comments the whole time in Charlton Heston voice. I love it. I love that. That's hilarious. Great stream. Take care and happy Father's Day. Well, you too, Beatles. We'll see you in the Retrocombs Discord. He's one of our regulars in there. He's posted some really good stuff. Java J, who will be our latest Retrocombs Discord member. Can't wait to see you in the Discord, Java J. Thanks for a great stream once again. Love to all and happy Father's Day to all fathers. Peace. All right, I'll go ahead and we'll go back to our regular screen as we go the rest of these. There we go, and turn that off. Was there an updated GEOS created for the C65? There was one, not for the C65, but there is one for the MEGA65, and it comes with the MEGA65 on the floppy when you get it. I think I say that. No, I'm sorry, I've confused that with the C64U, but there is a version of GEOS for the MEGA65 that shows you what could have been, and it runs in high res. It looks so good. Now it's a work. It's still, unfortunately, 5 years later, it's still a work in progress. I wish we could. That's the one thing about the MEGA65. I wish we could lock down some developers who really want to do things with it and get these things finalized. There's a lot of starts, but then people get busy and there aren't any finishes. However, I'll tell you what, let me show you one thing that did, and I did a whole video on this. I'll show it to you in just a minute. It's the guy from Battlestar Galactica. Love it. Love Vangelis soundtrack for Blade Runner. It was good, wasn't it? Is that the girl? I think so. Yeah, this slideshow reminds me of ham images on an Amiga. That does look oh, you're right. It does look a little bit like them. Edward James almost was great. I've seen some recent C64 demos. It's amazing what people can do. They can't do that on a C64, but yeah, it is amazing what people are doing on the C64. Let's see, really terrific stream. Oh, thank you, LD. Appreciate it. Have a great Father's Day to you too. Had MEGA65 come out in the early 90s, it would have given a lot of computers a run for their money. It would have been hard, you know, it would have been hard to market because it's still an 8-bit computer. But if they come in under the Amiga, it could have been a great home computer and then that next step to the Amiga. So yeah, it was a missed opportunity, I think, in some ways. And in some ways, I just wonder, would it have done it? So how many MEGA65 units have sold? I am unsure, Braylon. I'm sure the MEGA65 Discord community would know. I wish I could tell you. I don't know. At least 3,000 or 4,000, I think, at this point, which is not C64 level. I get it. But it's not, you know, it's a community project. So we all support it because we wanted to do it. I'm a proud father of 2 wonderful children. Oh, good. Hey, thanks for sharing that, Capino. I love that you're sharing your children. I'm the proud of 3. 2 sons and a daughter. So very cool. Happy Father's Day to you all. I'm a developer. Maybe it's time to get into cores and ports. Yes, please do that. We need you, especially on the ports. I would go with the ports. Go with ports. Is there a shump on the C65 that was released? I remember seeing this amazing looking game shown before the Mega. I don't know. Wish I could tell you. I'm not sure. Really wish the C64U could load different cores, right? And they've not built that one so that it can. At least that's my understanding. That's why the MEGA65 just, yeah, exactly. That's why the MEGA65 is just it. Hey, I do want to show you one last thing. You may have missed it. I do have a, not a live stream. This is a prepared video. I'll show you a recent game in case you've not seen it. This is a game that was released that really shows off the possible, but it's marketed. It is a marketed piece of software for the MEGA65. And I kind of alluded to it earlier. This is Rogue. I'm trying to remember which one I need. This one? Yeah, this is Rogue DX for the 65. Let's see if we can get this thing to work. I thought for sure guess not. I thought they had a boot file on here. Okay, I want you to see this just quickly. Again, if you're looking, this is Amiga level stuff on the MEGA65 in a game. So this is kind of a port. This is by Badger Punch Games. I sent this over. Retro Cogs, who is a MEGA65 developer. Look how good this looks, guys. So we'll use our joystick here so you can see it. You know what? I think my joystick, this wireless, let me reconnect. I think that's why I couldn't get that game to work. Yeah, I think the battery's low. Oh my goodness. This is the problem with wireless. Hold on. Yep, let me see if I can get a wired joystick. We'll get the Competition Pro here. But that's why Omega Race wasn't working. So apologies, guys. At least we figured that out. So now I really hate that from here on out, I'm just using a wired joystick for live streams. Cannot rely on that. Actually, that's not working now. What is going on with my joystick? Hold on. Oh no! I tried to use the freezer. I guess I should not have done that. Let's reset here. Let me see if I can get the load up real quick. This will be the last thing, Bo. Hold on. We got to make it go mainstream. What are we making it go mainstream? The Amiga and the GBC. Oh, are you talking about the MEGA65? Game on Amiga. Oh, I have that game on Amiga. The Badger Punch team are lovely guys. Yes, they are. Oh, wow. That really locked it up. Hold on. Let's try this again. We'll see if we can get to work. Hold on just a second. I really would like the music is really quiet. Okay, thanks. Let me crank it up here a little bit for you. Okay, let's try this one more time. Okay, we'll do this. Go back to Rogue. I should not have veered away from my, that's Rogue 64, that's right. In my video, I go through the whole Rogue series on Commodore, so you get to see all the different versions of these roguelike games. And Rogue DX I cover all the way through. So it's a great video. Check it out if you've missed it. Go to just do a search for Retrochrome's Rogue DX. It'll pop up. It's kind of a fun video. It's very short, about 8 minutes, but you really get a good demonstration of this game. I'll go ahead and we'll try it one more time, but if we run into issues, we'll just move on. I'll figure out what's going on, but for some reason, I cranked up the music just a little bit for you. We'll see if that helps. That looks good. Yeah, we'll leave it right there. That looks pretty good. Okay, now it's working. There we go. Well, there we go. Let's select... And if you've ever played any of these games, you kind of know how this works. But this is a great example of just what is capable on the Mega 65. I mean, look at this. Just an I shouldn't say old, an 8-bit computer can play and sound this good. I mean, that's what's kind of amazing. So, game over. There we go. All right, so I just wanted to share that with you so that you could, again, see the quality of games that you can do with a Mega 65. All right, okay, that is it, guys. Let me go ahead and turn this off right now. Let's do one last check here, make sure we've covered everything. Commodore Deluxe says, I think C64 Ultimate. I don't know if there's enough attic RAM for additional cores. Maybe I'm wrong, but maybe. I also worry that the way that you get there is you have to remove the C64 ROM and overwrite it, because again, I don't think there's enough attic RAM on the FPGA. They chose to put additional cores. Maybe. I could be wrong. Please correct me if I am. But that's why I love the Mega 65. We've got 7 slots, which is really cool. Port of Doom on the Mega 65. There is a... there's something similar. Doom has not made it. Doom would be, I think, hard, but I think not impossible based on, I almost pulled another one, but it wasn't a direct port of a game. It was a proof of concept. I didn't bring that. So most likely the music is, I fixed that. We can safely say that 1,400 units were produced and sold or allocated from the first batch alone, and additional batches likely added several hundred or more units on. Yeah, so again, around 2,000 is what I was thinking. Yep. I have that game on, I talked about that. I have the Amiga and GBC version. Yeah, it's a fun game. We've got to make it go mainstream. Yeah, we talked about that. Serial number of my second Amiga, you have 2 of them, is over 2150. Oh, that does give us an idea. Absolutely. What is my serial number? I hate to do this. I also have a dev kit. As a matter of fact, you can see it. The dev kit is right here. So I did get a Mega 65 dev kit when those were released. It's still a fun computer to play around. I have, let's see, number 615. Really? I thought it was lower than that. I have 615 on my Mega 65. So there we go. But I think they started at 200 because they assumed that there was 200 C65s in the wild, I think is how that works. So I guess I got the 400th one. You're going to need one of my future controllers. You send that over to me and I'll take a look at it, Braylon. I'm not sure what future controller you're talking about, but I would love to know. Cyril, let's see. Badger Punch is awesome. Yep, talked about that. Awesome to see that Thalamus is still around. Yes, it is. Okay, fine. I'll do my part. Love me some Magnetic Scrolls text adventure games. Yes, there's a lot of text adventure games that have been ported to the Mega 65, and using this amazing keyboard, this with these switches, man, it's fun. This keyboard's really, really good. By the way, you're not getting a cheap keyboard, so don't have to worry about that. And then finally, Bard's Trilogy, great too. Okay, that is it for me, guys. This has been a blast. Again, I typically do live streams every couple of weeks. A lot of it depends on my work schedule, the paying gig, as I call it. Sometimes I can get prepared, sometimes I can't. But Sundays, I am going to start keeping an eye on news, though. If there's something newsworthy, I might pop in on the evening and say, hey, let's just chat about this. Now, I am in the United States, obviously, by this voice. So if I do something that's news related, it's typically I go to the gig, the paying gig. I come home from work, and so about 8 o'clock in the evening. So, and that's Eastern time. So I miss a lot of you that are across the pond because you're sleeping during that time. But check me out on Sundays for the live streams, okay? And the best way to know when a live stream is coming up is at Stephen Combs on X. I post all the time before I do live stream. Hit the subscribe and alerts down below. That's obviously going to help you if you do that. And you won't want to miss that. So minimum do that. And then if you are in the Discord, if you come join the channel down below and in the Discord, you'll get all kinds of advanced notes. You find out what I'm working on, what's coming up next. You get to help kind of plan it sometimes. I ask questions. The Retrocomians, as they call themselves, that was Xander, I believe, came up with that name, and it just kind of stuck. They're just great at helping me get things prepared if I have questions. So feel free to do that. And that is it for me, guys. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep chat going for a little bit longer and kind of let you all finish up. And then I'm going to put on the thumbnail. And as I always do at the end of my live streams or any video, that's it for me. Retro Combs out. See you at the next live stream. Thanks again. It was a blast.